Land of power, land of might, exceptional rage, endless fight, patriot bulldozer, leading the way, crushing all foes, making them pay. Flag in hand, fury in eyes, screams of pride, ignoring lies, iron grip, ruthless and cold, American dream, fierce and bold, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart, no retreat, no surrender, bulldozers force, a savage offender, red, white, blue, burning bright, in the chaos he finds delight, blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed, the theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage of legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart. Blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed, the theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage of fate, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart.
Good evening, everybody. Glad to see you all. Hope you all have had a wonderful 24 hours since the last episode of the Dozer Den. Welcome to the Dozer Den, everybody. Don't forget to smash that like button. Give it a good thumping. Caress the like button. Whisper sweet nothings into the like button's ear. Have your way with that like button, guys. It's very, very important that you give that button all the attention that you can. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. It's been a day. It's been a day. Work was interesting, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it is what it is, though. Oh, but we are rolling. Hope y'all are doing all right. Good to see you, Trader Todd. Excuse me. See him over there on the YouTubes and on Rumble. Appreciate you, Trader Todd. Trish, lovely mod in the chat. Metalmouth2874. Good evening, Killdozers. Damn right. Guys, if you have not entertained this idea, if you want to support this channel, you can be an extra shiny Killdozer with well-greased tracks. If you subscribe to Bulldozer74, you, just going to say, you will get access to a plethora of subscriber-only emotes. I slaved away for hours, nearly 2 hours on those emotes, guys, and you will get access to premium content if you decide to join Rumble Premium by clicking that Get Premium link. But for the subscribers, your name will be lit up in the most beautiful shade of a mega red. Bobble Trump appreciates when the chat is lit up in a beautiful shade of red. If you do not want to click subscribe, if you don't want to subscribe to the Dozer Den, I get it. I still got to win you over. I'll get there at some point. I'm going to get you. You can gift out subs to your fellow chatters, though. Click that little red box and you can gift, you can shower the chat with your love. Some say spray the chat with your love. You know, it is what it is. Whatever verb you wish to implement there. What's up, Bryce Costa? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. One of the, are you a monthly supporter? Or is it gifted a sub? I'm not sure. To all my monthly supporters, I do not have a list of you, but I'm going to get it at some point, damn it. And that way I can put you guys in the description and shout out the consistent monthly supporters to Bulldozer74. Extra spicy Killdozers here in the Dozer Den. You got to slap the peach, guys. Wait. Gotta bring it up. Is it not coming up? Son of a bitch. Well, you gotta slap that peach every now and then. Rumble, don't do me that way. I gotta be able to pin stuff. Why you gotta do me like that? It won't pin things right now. Son of a biscuit. Oh well. There you go, Bryce Costa. There's that right there. That is one of the examples. You guys can see it right over here. Look at that. Look at the little peach. Look at the jiggle physics. It is wonderful. There's a whole bunch there, guys. There are some emotes that are, for those that choose to be, not subscribers. Man, that's right. You must slap that peach. Pikachu is watching the peach get slapped. It's very important. Skeletor came out of hiding today and fucked up a speech. He was supposed to be giving spectacularly. Was he speaking to an association of people with disabilities? That's just too on the nose. Too on the nose, Biden. I completely forgot that he was going to be giving a speech today. He's easily forgettable. I took off the wristband, the FJB Let's Go Brandon wristband, and Bobble Trump is wearing it as a very chic sash. That's what's going on right now. It was on my wrist for like 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, I think. Cleaning off my glasses. Sorry, y'all. And I do apologize in advance for any of the sick noises because the allergies are kicking my butt right now. Took two little spritzes of the fluticasone. I didn't do the azelastine because that stuff's bitter, and if you accidentally snort it back, which I am wont to do, it's not a fun time, not at all. But we're making it though. Been coughing and hacking stuff up. Joe Biden called black kids coloreds. Did he really? No. Like in the speech today? All right, we might have to watch the speech. If that happened, I may have to do it. That's hilarious. He did not call black kids coloreds today. That'd be amazing. Not for those poor little black kids, but for the memes. For the damn memes. Oh, man. What's up, Cyrene Pickle? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining. Guys, we are currently streaming to multiple different platforms. I think 6. I am a proud Rumbler. Extremer. We're on the dozerden.locals.com as well for at least 30 minutes because we don't have enough paid members over there. So the more paid members I get on Locals, the more time apparently I will get. Don't know when that's going to happen. What's up, Sanglant? One of the paid members over there on Locals, by the way. We are on CommyTube, aka YouTube. We are on BitChute as well. That's BITCHUTE. I gotta remember that there is a live chat over there. My goodness gracious. I felt so bad about that. I did not know that there was a live chat, but it's there. and it's grand. Let me pull it up. Pull up my video here. That way I can check on the live chat, just in case anybody's hanging out over there. Oh, that's not. There we go. And pill.net. Did I mention pill.net? A decent little following going on over there on pill.net. I've got the. Well, things are looking. Wow, it's creeping me out though. Like when the camera recording, I'm on a different. I look much tanner, much tanner over there in the actual stream. Nope, same thing on Rumble. Although Rumble is more a little bit clearer. Whew, it's hot in this room. Bill, don't feel lonely. I suffer from allergies year round. That sucks, dude. He actually called son of a bitch. Okay, we're gonna have to watch this. We're gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to. Really? I called him the coloreds. Well, shit. Biden's at it again, baying the racisms. I will say it's funny though. People of color and colored people, it's the same damn thing. It's just you flip the words around. That's all it is, and you added, made it past tense. Well, you made it present tense, but Biden speech. There's no way. We might have to watch this. This might have to be the first thing that we do today. Caroline Levitt. Okay. Real quick, we're gonna share this. This isn't the Biden speech. This is Caroline Levitt's reaction to the Biden speech, hearing news that Biden was actually speaking. She's so based. I love her. She's great. A hell of an improvement from the last one.
Will be Social Security under the current administration, closing of offices, longer wait times, harder for seniors and people with disabilities to access earn benefits is what Democrats.
Hey, there's
have been
Timcast
saying
guy,
today.
Eliad.
I wanted to get the president's response, or if he plans to respond to this, and comments on what Democrats are calling cuts to Social Security.
My first reaction when seeing former President Biden was speaking tonight was I'm shocked that he is speaking at nighttime. I thought his bedtime was much earlier than his speech tonight. I understand the topic of his speech will be Social Security. Let me make it very clear ahead of former President Biden's remarks. This president,
only a few
President
people.
Trump, is
got a chuckle out of that. Come on, that was funny.
Social Security
Good job, Caroline Levitt.
Law-abiding, tax-paying American citizens.
My hairy legs in the sun.
Program. He will always protect that program. He campaigned on it. He
Corn Pop was a bad dude,
he's
man.
back again
I had to get some
to
rusty
continue
blades.
protecting it.
You scratched them on the concrete and get them all scratched up, and they got rusty. What's up, Entry Nomad? 4 likes. We must have more likes. Destroy the like button. That's what you need to do, guys. My voice is a little bit weird. Sorry, it's way deeper than it normally is because of the post-nasal drip. I don't know when it's going to get back to normal. Just got to get through it, I suppose. So, yeah, we'll get there, though. Here's a 14-second clip. Oh, no! No, Biden! No! What did you do? What did you do, Biden? Bad, Biden. Bad.
And I'd never seen hardly any black people in Scranton at the time I was only going in 4th grade. And I remember seeing the kids going by at the time called colored kids on a bus going by. And I'd never seen
Is he saying that the bus had on it colored kids? I'm trying to be generous here. He might have been saying that the bus said colored kids on it. That might have been what he was saying. Maybe I'm being too generous. There you go, Cyrene Pickle. With the like. Bam. Let me check. We got. Oh, we're up to 9. We're up to 9. Good job, Entry Nomad, mentioning it. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. There's got to be a little bit more. What do we got? Do a minute here. Nah, I'm not going to watch that much of it. All right. Okay, it says full of colored kids. Damn.
I remember pulling in.
Oh, the audio is much better.
Pulling into the parking lot.
A little bit better.
And I'd never seen hardly any black people in Scranton at the time I was only going in 4th grade. And I remember seeing the kids going by at the time called colored kids on a bus going by.
He said called colored kids in a bus going by. He said called colored kids. He didn't say full of colored kids. Maybe he'll say that in a second.
They never turned right to go to Claymont High School. I wondered why. Asked my mom, why? So in Delaware, they're not allowed to go to school, in public school, with white kids, honey. That sparked my sense of outrage as a kid.
Oh, it's a fourth grader? Really?
And these young kids right here can tell you things affect them when they learn about something that's really just unfair and unjust. You know, my dad was an honorable man. And my dad used to have an expression. He says, Joey, your job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect.
What up, Figs?
It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay. And
he sure is looking like the Crypt Keeper, isn't he, y'all?
That's what you're all about. That's what the legislation is about.
Kind of looks like he's turning it into
dignity. But simple dignity.
Oh.
Everyone.
What happened?
That's what the legislation is about. It's about dignity. Simple dignity.
Oh, he's screaming. He's
everyone.
Angry.
Everyone.
He just shit his pants.
Deserves to be treated with dignity.
There it is.
Regardless of their standing, regardless of the economic situation, regardless of who they are.
He's grumpy because he pooped himself.
Making sure that more than 60 million Americans who are living with disabilities are treated with dignity. It's who we are as Americans.
Slap it a peach.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean it.
All 20 people in the audience clapping.
Dignity at work, at school, in their communities.
Mm-hmm.
In every corner of American life.
Okay.
Laws like the ADA need advocates like you. You're the ones that keep it going, God love you. You fight like hell every single day.
Every single day.
To make sure the law is respected.
Yeah.
And your client.
Yeah. Get him, Biden. You tell him. You tell him about that dignity. I'm thinking of a good Five Finger Death Punch song. Death before dishonor. I choose death before dishonor. I'd rather die than live down on my knees. Can't scream right now because the boy is on the other side of the wall, and I don't want to repeat of last night where he woke up and was kicking the side of the bed for like 30 minutes. He was very angry. Very angry. Not sure why. I think he may have had a bad dream. That's what I'm thinking. Guys, if you haven't followed me on X at BillDozer74 __, or you can search Dozer74, we are finally breaking past. We've gone up and we've gone down. We're up to 3,630 something to 3,620 something. Now we're back up. Now we're up over 30. We're at 3,642, I think. I think it's what it was last I checked. Let me look. 3,642 people following me over there on X. Guys, on the X machine, if you have not, I'm doing a quick appeal to the people on X and on the other platforms as well. I'm going to put my content out wherever I can, whenever I can. But my focus is going to be Rumble. That is where the water is the warmest, in my opinion. So, do me a favor, if you haven't created a Rumble account yet, and if you're watching from somewhere like the .wins or something like that, create a Rumble account for me. Take 5 minutes out of your day. Make a Rumble account and let this channel, BillDozer74, be one of your first follows on a free speech platform. No platform is perfect, and trust me, I've ranted about some of my concerns and issues with Rumble in the past, but I believe in this platform. Some people struggle with it. Joe Pags is back on Rumble. Holy crap, guys. I gave him some hell, but he's back on Rumble. He was on yesterday. He was on today. Freaking glad to see it. I listened to him for about 15 or so minutes while I was watering the lawn. Oh, watering the flowers. Oh, man, my irises are popping, y'all. I'm going to have to put some posts on in the Discord or something like that. Oh, by the way, check it out. We have a Discord link, and I can't pull it up, but it was there. What's up, Canadon? Good to see you. Make sure that's your actual. Yeah, sweet. Oh, you'll get to hang out in the premium section later, Canadon. Canadon? That's how I'm going to pronounce that. Canadon. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and do our appetizer. Let's dive in. Speaking about flowers and stuff like that, I could go for a while. But I did get some good pictures because I needed some time to stop and smell the flowers earlier. It was my coping skill that I used I was met with some unwelcome news. But I went outside, took some pictures of some really cool flowers. I like flowers, guys. I'm all over the place when it comes to my interest. I like anime stuff. I like fishing stuff. I like hunting stuff. I like redneck stuff. And I absolutely like it when I get a $5 Rumble Rant from Entropy Nomad. $5, turning the chat yeller. I can't pull it up, but I'm going to give you a sound. Is it going to be applause? Is it going to be children clapping? What sound might I pick for this absolutely amazing $5 Rumble Rant? It's not letting me click on sounds. Son of a biscuit. Entry Nomad says, dude, get sick more often. Your low voice is DJ-tastic, but seriously, catch a flu. Any excuse for more drinky. You like that? You like the DJ voice, huh? We're gonna get into the Dozer Den DJ hour on a Tuesday night. It's so fucking deep right now. It's not flu, but it is what it is. Maybe it's just I'm 34 and I'm maturing fully. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe my balls finally dropped, Entropy Nomad. Maybe that's what it is. They finally dropped, and this is what it's supposed to have been the whole time. We were talking about my testosterone, getting to where it needs to be. All right, I'm going to refresh to try to see if I can actually utilize the features of Rumble Studio, because it's not letting me click on any chats. It's not letting me click on my sounds. I would like to be able to do that. Can you guys hear anything? I clicked on it. Can you guys hear the sound? No? All right. So, I'm going to refresh, and I'll be back in a blink. Have I returned? Let me see if I can actually click on my stuff now. Sorry about that. Oh, where did it go? Let me see. Let me click this one. Yeah. Guys, we got this. That's not the sound that I wanted to pick for you, Entropy Nomad. Entropy Nomad, for that $5 Rumble.
How appropriate to have.
Not that one either.
Jews out in space, presuming alone, protecting the Hebrew race.
It's my favorite sound I have so far. I will eventually get another that takes its place, but for now, that's my favorite sound here in the Dozer Den. That was loud. Yeah, that was the robot noise. I'm sorry. That robot noise, I try not to use the robot noise. My bad. But it's there for whenever we're talking about AI. It says, how appropriate. That's something about our metal overlords or something like that. But Entry Nomad says, once your balls drop, gravity takes over and they never stop. Darn things get pinched all the time. Entropy, no. Oh, that first time you sit on your balls as a man. It's a sad day. Sad day indeed. Hey, look at that. I can pull up chats now. Awesome. Good stuff. But yeah, guys, the Discord link, I'm not going to... Oh, there we go. We got triple. Siren Pickle with a slap of the peach. Bam. There you go, guys. Telling you, subscribe to the Dozer Den and you get access to all that fun, all that good time. Eventually, I think what they're going to do, I think they've been talking about doing subscriber badges, and that like if you've been subscribed for a certain amount of time, you'll get moved up in rank in like your badges or something like that. I know that Rick Rosella and Chris, I think, has talked about that. Chris Bavovsky. Real quick about Rumble, there are some smaller creators, bigger than me. The guy's almost got 2,000. Bitching about the fact that Iggy Azalea and her motherland gambling ladies that they're scantily clad ladies shaking their booties. There's some booty clapping going on. I checked it out just for a moment, just to see what all the fuss was about. And I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I'm not gonna watch that content. It's gambling stuff. They're like doing the whole gambling games behind them, and they're just shaking their booties and stuff like that. Um, and there are people that are on X throwing a bitch fit about it and whining. That's what you're doing. You're whining about it. And I will absolutely agree with the coordinator on this. The coordinator called him out 100% and just like, hey, this is pathetic. You're whining. You can voice your displeasure, but to be like, oh man, I'm so sad that Rumble isn't focusing on me and they're focusing on big booty hoes shaking their booties. Get the fuck over it, bro. Do your thing. Keep hustling, and eventually you're gonna get more followers. You're close to a 2,000 on Rumble. I don't know how long you've been doing the thing, but I mean, we just hit 850 here. Fucking A. Awesome. Thank you guys to the new followers. I appreciate the hell out of you, and I hope to earn your viewership tonight. I hope you're watching. Let's shout out to the new followers. But here's the thing, real quick, before we do that. Be happy that there are new people coming to Rumble. Iggy Azalea has millions of followers. The fact that she is talking about Rumble is a good thing. That is exposure. And to be like, oh, that's a bad look that Rumble is endorsing this. Rumble didn't endorse a thing. Rumble didn't go after them and tell them to come to the platform. They did that on their own. This is organic. Rumble didn't pay them shit, and Rumble isn't like propping them up. Chris just happened to comment on it, that he thought it was cool that things like that were happening organically here on this platform. And while I'm not going to look at women shaking their booties and being scantily clad for gambling, I'm not going to take in that content. People that do view that content and came to Rumble just for that, guess what? That's a potential audience member. That is somebody that might branch out. They might see the small creators, the big creators. They might say, hey, you know what? Hey, if Iggy Azalea is on here, let's see who else is on here. I take that as an opportunity for more audience members and more people watching the content. If you don't look at it from that perspective, I think you're silly, and I think you're being prudish, and I think you're being a whiny little bitch. That's just my opinion. And if you get mad at somebody calling you out for that, you're proving their fucking point, man. Just do the nod, fair enough, and then move the fuck on. Or you can keep being a whiny bitch about it. That's just my opinion. And I can have my opinion. And you can not like my opinion. And guess what? You're not going to hurt my feelings if you think I'm being an asshole. I've been called an asshole once or twice, guys. It happens from time to time. Whew, there you go, Metal Mouth, with all the slap of the peaches. Yes, indeed. So many. Booty slapping ninjas. That's right. They were clapping the cheeks. They were doing a booty clap. I clicked on it, and this woman is just clapping her butt cheeks. I'm like, huh. First of all, the physics behind that is amazing. Good for you, lady. Second of all, I'm not gonna watch that. it's just like it looks like the mobile gambling games, but it's just like on a green screen behind them. And it's right. You slap that peach. Y'all have fun slapping that peach. Slapping once for me too. Exactly. There's only one big booty woman I'm interested in, and she's my fiance. Aw, that's so sweet. Good for you, man. But yeah, I don't know. What's up, Alaskan Ballistics? Guys, if you haven't followed Alaskan Ballistics yet, check him out. He does the splody stuff. He's up in Alaska fighting off bears on a regular basis. I'm pretty sure he wrestled a bear once or twice. Just saying. This guy's really cool. You should watch his stuff. Worth your viewership. Oh man, guys. Oh man. But anyways, let's give a shout out to our new followers, because we got quite a few, actually. We had some, I think, from Timcast, possibly. I think Shadow Wings, you followed like 35 minutes ago. If you came over here from Timcast, thanks for watching. Thanks for seeing the Rumble rant, and I appreciate you coming over here. All the peaches getting slapped for Trish. Nice. Let's see. So Shadow Wing S. I'm assuming that's pronounced Shadow Wings. S Keys, Roly Polioli, SN22, Raised Right 34, Belle of the Bayou, Yankee Free, Thank you so freaking much. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 new followers, man. That's awesome. We were hitting a bit of a dry spell there. And we finally hit 850. We're at 851 followers now, guys. That is 149 away from the freaking goal of 1,000. We're not going to hit it by the year mark because the year mark is on the 18th, which is that Thursday? What's the date today? Today's 15th, 16th, 17th. So it'll be by Saturday. By Saturday, I will have been streaming for 1 year. I think April 18th last year is when I started live streaming. Let me look real quick at my handy dandy little fancy notebook. This is the high-tech stuff that I use for my streams, guys. Let's look. Let's look. I dated it. 10, 12. No. I did not write it down. I suck. Wait, maybe I did. Because I think I tried to stream that day, but it didn't work. That's stream number 13. What did I just do? Oh, damn. Live stream number 2, 425. So, live stream April 18th, 2024. Yep. It was World War III, Israel and Palestine. Sandfolk be wildin'. That's what I wrote down. Furry supremacy. School kids say yif in hell. Senate rejects Mayorkas impeachment. Lake and Riley murder released. Oh, damn. That happened, didn't it? And then Mutant Monkeypox. That was the first live stream that we did. April 18th, 2024. My gosh, guys. Time has flown. It's been a time. Almost a year. PP cocaine is hilarious if you have a strong stomach. I have no idea what that is, but interesting. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, go ahead and do so. It is completely free, guys. Completely free to smash the like button. And you know what else is free? Sharing this stream out with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, these are them friends. I'm not judging. Just leave the children and the animals out of it. Keep it consensual and between adults and hopefully in private. And we will be fine. You can also repost here on Rumble. When you hit that repost, you will have to add a little statement in there. You can be nice. You can be a jerk. Call me a fag if you want. I don't know. But when you repost here on Rumble, anybody who follows you is going to have the option to see that you have reposted. And I think they show up in the notifications now. I know I'm seeing whenever my stuff gets reposted, so I'm replying to it anytime I see it. And if I didn't, my apologies. I know Tim Finn and Dirk Gently did a repost last night, so I appreciate the heck out of that. Get more eyes on the Dozer Den so that we may welcome more killdozers. If you didn't know, you could send Rumble rants. That's an option. Entropy Nomad, he did it earlier. He was the shining example with that $5, turning the chat yellow. You could also gift subs to your fellow chatters here in the Dozer Den. It's a cool thing to do. That's right. That is a beautiful equation. That's the type of math that I'm here for, Cyrene Pickle. Hand plus peach equals whoosh, slap it a peach. Yes, indeed. The 18th is Friday. Yes. Yes, it is. So Thursday, I will technically on Thursday, I usually stream past midnight. So I will most likely end up going into the 18th. And that will be the year mark. When we hit midnight, we hit midnight, I still have my little thing here. That's what we'll do. Right at the stroke of midnight, if I don't get distracted. Because, guys, if you didn't know, I tend to squirrel from time to time. But you've been with me since day one? Damn right, Trish. I think you might have. I'm pretty sure you have. That's right. Awesome. Really appreciate y'all's support. We're up to 17 likes. That ain't bad for apparently only 33 people watching. It's a pretty good ratio. If you haven't smashed it yet, though, I don't know what you're doing. Need to get that up there. We got some topics tonight, y'all. We have topics. First topic of the evening. We are going to discuss something that TV Green actually shared. And I don't think TV Green is here tonight, so I do apologize to TV Green. Yesterday, I said that we may cover that topic in the stream, and I forgot to do so yesterday. So I'm making it up, and it is something that I do find interesting and something that is worth reporting on. So we have an article that TV Green shared in Sterling's chat. And I screenshotted it and put it in the Discord so that it would be there for when I needed it next in the news section. And so it is about Taylor What is his last name? Larante or something like that? Oh shoot, the first topic is actually yeah. Yeah, Taylor Taranto. Taylor Taranto was a Certification Day 2021 participant. Oh dang. So someone gift 4 subs right now. That's all we need to turn the entire chat red. That would be pretty cool. It would be. I agree. That's a good suggestion there, Trish. It would, more red in the chat. It makes Bobble Trump so happy. It's one of the best bobbleheads I've ever seen, by the way. It's one of the best. I wouldn't say that. Other people have said it's one of the best bobbleheads they've ever seen. He's getting more things. He's got a tinfoil hat. He's got a dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all, that says, keep America great. Trump 2024. If you haven't ever seen that, there it is. Boom. You see the stamp? He got dollar bills, y'all. Because we live in a cool area. Most of the people in this area are pretty solid. Even the neighbors that are kind of lefty leaning, they're still pretty reasonable. Not retards. Usually. Bill Squirrel never. No. Never happens. But yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about this case. So, when you see the headline, DOJ pushing to keep charges for a J6er. I don't like to say J6er. It was shorter to put in the title of the show, so I put J6 suspect. I like to refer to them as Certification Day 2021 participants. That's a mouthful. It is. But I'm fighting the brainwashing. I'm fighting the manipulation. Because when they say J6, when they say 1-6, when they say the insurrection, they are trying to elicit an emotional reaction from you, from the people in general. It's like when you hear 9/11, right? That hits you. You know what that means. That's a solemn day. Same thing that they tried to do with 1-6. So that's why I will usually say Certification Day 2021. What's up, Yanni Fangs? Good to see you, man. I've been watching Villager since 20 days before day one. No, 24 days. Oh, it's a competition now. It's a pissing match. Oh man. Mental Mouth this Thursday. I'll have 4 years clean and sober. Dude, fucking A, man. That is awesome. Congratulations on that. 4 years clean and sober, dude. That's amazing. I respect the hell out of anybody.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
That's for you, Metal Mouth. You're by winning. Winning here and winning there. Staying clean and sober. That's awesome. Congratulations to those that have been struggling with addiction. Oh, recovery is not easy and people do fail at times, but I will pray that you are able to continue your sobriety. Awesome job, man. Freaking great. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and cover that story. When you see the headline, the DOJ fighting to keep charges against the J6er, right? You think, well, that's weird. This administration really isn't for the people and for freedom of speech and freedom of those that were persecuted on the 6th. Not the case with this guy. This guy, Taylor Taranto, not a good feller. Apparently in 2023, and of course it's alleged, but in 2023, he decided to go to Obama's house with weapons and a precursor to an explosive device or something like that. And probably not the one to get a pardon. And he didn't get pardoned for those charges. But apparently his defense attorneys and him, they're arguing that he should have the charges from going to Obama's house in 2023 dismissed because of the pardon. No, sir. That's not how that works. You were an actual violent asshole that was actually trying to hurt people. At least that's what it sounds like. If the charges are what they are. What's up, Neurodivergent One? Awesome mod in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, peeps. It's quite a good idea. Excuse me. Oh, good lord. That's right. Keep up the fight. Bam. I know people that have been in recovery for years. I know people that haven't quite gotten to the point where they want to be in recovery yet. And I pray for them. I keep my distance, but that's what you got to do. You would like it. You would like to see people reach that point, and you would hope that they wouldn't have to hit a rock bottom. But for a lot of people, that's what's got to happen. And they don't, that's one of my areas of interest. It's one of my areas that I studied in college. And, they used to say that one of the statistics was that people had to go through a treatment program 7 times before that was the average, 7 times, and they either ended up in prison dead or they got clean. I'm like, well, that's not a very successful model. Just saying. And the biggest thing that I came to is you're not going to do it until you want it. Till you want it. You can't do it for other people. I mean, that can be an inspiration for sure. But getting clean is usually on the person that is suffering from the addiction. And, a lot of people say, oh, you're not an addict anymore. You're an addict in recovery. I've got my vices. Thankfully, thank God I haven't. I very easily could. I do have an addictive personality. Pepsi Zero. I drink the shit out of this stuff. It's horrible for me. I've most likely pickled my insides to an extent. But, so caffeine. Caffeine's that's my vice. Thankfully, it's not alcohol or pills or meth. I've got, it's in the genes. It's in the genes, and I'm not talking about the ones you wear on your bottom. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting for sure. Second topic of the night that we are going to get into, Dan Caldwell, a leaker from the Pentagon. What a dirty bastard. He deserves to be locked up forever, right? He was walked out, escorted out from the Pentagon. One of Hegseth's top advisors apparently got caught leaking from the Pentagon, caught leaking sensitive information. Lock his ass up, right? Slow down there, y'all. Slow down just a bit, because there may be more to the story than we actually know. I'm not saying for sure, but it's really early, and we've got a clip from Tucker Carlson talking about this man, Dan Caldwell. This might be character assassination. I don't know. It's so early that I can't have a full-on perspective on it. We've got early reporting. We've got clips of Tucker Carlson saying that he's one of the most genuine and sincere individuals that he's run into in government. Dan Caldwell. We have a clip from Dan Caldwell where apparently he's critical of Israel and critical of our government for not actually having the conversation about Israel. So, yeah. Eugen. What's up, Nogas? Is that Nogas or Nagas? Good to see you, man. Let's see. The way to cut the sodas back, how much of it do you have around your kids? I mean, that wasn't how much of it do you? That wasn't a question. Type better, Stanglant. What's up, C-Dubs? Good to see you, bud. I mean, yeah, it stays, the sodas are out in the soda fridge. I got gifted an old refrigerator that's like 30 years old, but it's still kicking. That's where we put the beverages. And some vodka. I think I have vodka out there. Wait, I moved the vodka up there. It's on top of the display cabinet. Not display cabinet, gun cabinet. That I am displaying guns. But good evening, and ballyhoo, Eugen. Ballyhoo, indeed. Old stuff works the best. It does. The manufactured obsolescence is quite evident in the newer appliances. It's very, very annoying. I hate it. But yeah, it's an old-ass refrigerator, and that thing is cold as hell. If you put the sodas to the back of the fridge, guess what? They freeze. Sometimes they explode. Other times, you get that perfect little amount of slush. When you crack it, it might fizz a little bit, a little bit of fizz there, but that just delightful slush. It's the best when it's got a little bit of ice in it. Get Spindrift or other light carbonated to wean off soda. That's an idea. Because most of it is, it's a sensation thing. It's the burn, right? When you get the carbonation that burns a little bit, that's part of it. A big part of it, honestly. But she was posting from are you posting from a PS4, Singlet? To relearn after years of posting. Good. After posting from a PS4. I got you. Slushy beer sucks. Yeah, well, I don't like beer. It's one thing that I never developed a taste for. I like my alcohol though, the right kind. You get that double oaked Woodford Reserve, or you get me that fruity drink with an umbrella, and that is what I'm about. I love that stuff. some margaritas when I was out with my coworkers. It was a good time. Old Carlos the Mexican at the Mexican restaurant. He was delightful. Gave me a very stout second margarita. Though he did not understand that I did not want salt on the rim, I wanted sugar. Because that's what you need with a fruity drink that's full of sugar. You need more sugar. Why not? Just makes sense. You can't have vodka. Go crazy. Haven't had any since January 2011. Well, hey, you know what? Good for you, man. You found out something that doesn't agree with your body and you decided to stay away from it. That's smart. God, now I feel like a dick. Oh, man. Oh. Good Lord. Adding salt to the ice in a beer cooler is a great prank. That's not nice. Oh, man. So the Dan Caldwell. I think there might be more to this story than we know, guys. I am intrigued. Early reports are guy's a traitorous bastard leaking information from the Trump administration and trying to get the Pentagon in trouble. There may be more to it. There may be nuance may be required. Third topic of the night that we are going to get into. A Loudoun County family had their 1-month-old baby stolen from them by CPS. It appears that there is a custody dispute with one of his older children, his 5-year-old, I believe, between his ex-wife. And his ex-wife and her boyfriend or new husband decided to start shit from what it sounds like. We have a Gateway Pundit article that I'm pretty sure I put in the description. I'm trying to get better at putting links to the articles in the description. Even though I do, when I read an article, I try to at least say where it's from, say who wrote it, which is still giving credit. But putting that link in there is a little extra. But the CPS in certain states has a really bad reputation of being child snatchers, kid snatchers. I think like baby snatchers is that's the term that I've heard in the past. And in some instances, that's absolutely accurate. And I think this might be one of those cases. I actually shared this guy's story out on X about a week ago, shortly after shortly after I found out about it. But yeah, the crazy thing that we don't know all of the information, so it doesn't sound like this 1-month-old baby was being abused, though. This was a 1-month-old baby that was still breastfeeding, and they took this kid away from the mother, a loving mother, and I guess put the child in foster care for a little bit, and I think they got their kid back. But I watched the interaction between the father and the CPS worker, and they had cops there, and he's just like, so wait, you don't have a legitimate order. You're not getting in my house, and you're not taking my kid. And they had the cops there, and I think they eventually got in there. I think they broke down the door. I don't know. But it's pretty freaking insane. What's up, Mild? Said, what's up, my digga? Good to see you, Mild. Guys, if you haven't followed Mild yet, Mild's Culture Plate. Great live stream. And he does gaming stuff, too, now. Worth your viewership. Solid feller. Great content. I haven't caught one of your streams in a while, man. I gotta make sure to try that the other. I saw y'all on the other day, and then I got distracted. Yeah, I know. Me? Distracted? No. The evenings are quite hectic. I'll just say that. Got feeding children, feeding myself, if I remember. It's one of the reasons that I like having Anton's Biltong over here to the side whenever I'm streaming, because sometimes I forget to feed myself dinner. And late nights, do I want to get pizza rolls? Do I want to get pizza? No. You know what I want to do? I want to get a healthy, meaty, nutrient-dense snack. Guys, www.biltongusa.com. Use promo code Dozer to get 10% off your order. This stuff is what beef jerky wishes it could be, guys. This stuff is chock full of protein, creatine, magnesium, iron, B vitamins. Soy-free, gluten-free, and MSG-free. No added sugars either, guys. Get you some biltong. Get Anton's meat and put it in your mouth. You gotta let the meat slide down your throat hole. It's good stuff, guys. It is truly delicious. Yeah, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. Those are some of the other things that you can get from this delicious, delicious meat. It's worth every penny. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy the hell out of it. Now, this is the Angus. I need to get a little bit a bit of diversity here, and I need to get some peri peri. I've heard it's got a little bit of a bit of a kick to it that this might not have, but this stuff right here. Oh, let's get rid of it. Oh wait, no. Let's do that. Let's do that right here. That's the meat, guys. I'd like some biltong, Bulldozer. Give me some. Here you go. Here you go, Bubble Trump. But alas, I am but a bobblehead. I cannot eat the biltong. I'll eat it for you, Bubble Trump. Don't you worry. It's good stuff. Check them out, guys. And cool thing is, Anton's a cool dude. He's a South African immigrant. Came to this country for greener pastures. Started a business, even though his local government screws with him every now and then. You gotta savor that flavor. That's right, C-dubs. That's right, you do. Get on that biltong grift. It's a great product, guys. I wouldn't be so excited about it if I didn't actually believe in the product, because it's delicious and they're from good folk. So, if you want to support somebody like that and you want to get 10% off and help me out by showing this individual, this business, that it's worth putting their product on my show, then use that promo code Dozer for 10% off. It's worth your time. Get some Anton salty meat in your mouth. Damn right. Ooh, you're waiting on some of that Wagyu peri peri. There you go. Some good stuff, I bet. All right, let's see. Oh, and the fourth topic, we're going to go ahead probably the last bit of Rumble Premium hours out of the way, because I am in the creator program. We're supposed to get 5 hours of premium content per month. So we've got 0.7 hours left. What I'm going to do, it's an hour and 50 minutes. So I'm not going to watch it all tonight because I have things to do in the morning. Responsibilities, stuff like that. You know, like an adult, every now and then I got to do things. Oh, what's up, Harry Toe 2? Good to see ya. You want some rabbit biltong for the holidays? Just saying. We need to let Anton know this. Just a second here. What was I going to look at? Good Lord, I squirreled. I got distracted. I was going to look at something and then I forgot. Shite. Where was I going with that, y'all? I was going somewhere. I know I was. And then I lost it. Oh! Maybe. I forgot. But anyways, we're going to do a premium segment. And that's going to be at the end of the show. I'm going to get that out the way. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably do some more of this content that we are going to watch together and react to. I'm going to provide commentary. I'm going to stop it. It's a 2-hour thing. So that will stretch out possibly into 3 hours with how much I talk. Because if you guys didn't know, I like to talk. I can talk to a brick wall. I'm not going to lie. But I will stop periodically, discuss things. I was critical of Skywatchers, the first episode 1 or part 1, because I think that there's honestly the Skywatcher stuff. I think some of it's kind of a little bit too woo-woo. A little bit too out there for me even. And I've got the foil hat on the desk. The whole thing about the gay men being more susceptible to the alien telepathy. That just seems like bullshit to me. But maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. I don't know. I have to get my little brother. Be like, hey, I'm looking for some UFOs, damn it. You're coming out. We're coming out. We're doing some UFO hunting, Andrew. Oh, man. Bulldozer chased a rabbit and forgot. Imagine if he saw a squirrel. Yeah, speaking of that, when I was younger, I actually caught a rabbit with my bare hands. It's very redneck. We had this cinder block pile, right? Or whatever block pile. The one with their hollow cinder blocks. I always call them cinder blocks. Apparently, they're not that. But anyways, big old pile of cinder blocks. And I was out running around with the dogs in the cow pasture because I was a feral little redneck child. And so we were running around and they were chasing a rabbit. And I was running around with them, chasing the rabbit. I was like 13. And we chased the rabbit into this pile of cinder blocks. And so I'm taking cinder blocks and tossing them out the way because we're going to get this rabbit. And get down there and I see it. And I grabbed a hold of the cement blocks pretty much, yeah. But I grabbed a hold of I got it, pulled it out, grabbed a hold of its head, grabbed a hold of its legs, and I think I was 12. I might have been 11 or 12 when I did this. And I had a hold of this rabbit, and I'm like, all right, I got the rabbit, wild rabbit now. What do I do? And I innocently thought, hey, I'm going to go take this to my mom. Mom will want a rabbit for a pet. And so I'm walking with it, and I'm at the little feedlot area where the cows gather, and it starts kind of kicking and trying to get loose. And I'm like, well, shoot, these things carry diseases and stuff, and I don't want to get rabies or anything like that. And I figure, well, we eat rabbit. I don't have a knife on me. I don't have a gun on me. So I helped the rabbit's life to cease with the cement and cleaned it, cut it up, butchered it up, and we had ourselves rabbit that night. So I went from innocently being like, hey, I'm going to give this rabbit to my mom for a pet to, got to kill the rabbit. And it's just like, well, okay, thump, dead. All right. This is, well, I didn't do rabbit stew. I fried it up. We fried it up with a little bit of flour and Worcestershire sauce, I think we put on there too. Man, that was a long time ago, but I remember that vividly. Solids or bricks? Okay, so it was cinder blocks. They were the ones with the holes through them. But yeah, and I had to kill the rabbit. What was I gonna do? Was I gonna, if I tried to let up on it, he was kicking and I didn't want to get scratched, so I just took it and thump. Dead rabbit now. Tenderized for the feast later. We had rabbit that night. Bulldozer hates I don't hate the Christmas bunny. Is that like the Christmas bunny from like A Christmas Story? I don't know what you're talking about. But yes. The rabbit was delicious though. That happens. That's what you do when you're a redneck. Animals are, they are a means to an end. They can be cute and tasty at the same time. Just saying. But that's what we're gonna do for there was a rabbit trail. That was a rabbit trail, y'all. You're welcome. But that's what we're gonna do for the premium hour tonight, and we are probably gonna keep it to a little bit shorter tonight. I say as we're an hour into the stream. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna look at my schedule for tomorrow. You see, we do a little bit of weaving. We weave here, we weave there. We end up right back on the track. See, I came back around to it eventually, y'all. I came back around, and it's okay. That's not what I wanted. Stop it. There we go. What does my schedule look like? Ooh. Who am I kidding? I'm going to be up until 2 a.m. anyways. I'm not saying I'm going till 2 a.m. Don't misunderstand me. Cement is a binder. Too bad we lost the ancient cement technology. That is a good point. Pretty sure AIDS come from eating feral bunnies. I hope not. A pirate buddy of mine back in the day was paranoid about a wild boar attacking him while we were out scouting. We heard a rustle, and in a flash, he had thrown his hatchet and pinned a marsh rabbit. Well, that's pretty badass. Poor little bunny, though. Did you guys eat the bunny? I hope you did. It has been spoken. It shall happen. I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. Lady Dozer is going to have to come to bed at some point. She'll probably get tired of me. I'm not going to lie. Oh. First topic, guys. Let's dive into the topics now. Let's get it. DOJ fighting to keep charges against a J6er, a Certification Day 2021 participant. This guy, he thinks that since there was a pardon for the J6 stuff, he thinks that he should receive a blanket pardon for the stuff that he did afterwards because they were in the same complaint or something like that, or they were attached to the complaint. I think that's a bit of a reach there. Just a bit of a reach, my man. Taranto. And TV Green is not here, but I want to thank TV Green because he's the one that shared this article with me and asked for me to cover it, and I completely spaced out and forgot because I already had my show topic, so I kind of stuck to that last night, and I completely forgot to touch on this one briefly, but it is a rather lengthy law and crime article, so you guys are going to get to hear this deep Dozer voice tonight for a good while. Yeah, first topic, Kirito. We're getting into it. That's what I do. We chit chat. We do a little bit of an appetizer of each topic. Touch on them briefly, and then we dive right in, hardcore. All right, so we've got law and crime, and I do have the links for the articles that we're going to be covering tonight, or the video that we're going to be covering with the Skywatchers 2, which will be the premium hour. Aliens, guys. Aliens all the time. That link is in the description as well. Law and crime. Wholly unrelated to the pardon, Trump DOJ fights to keep charges for January 6th rioter who allegedly brought weapons to Obama's home. This is by Chris Perez, February 11th, 2025. It's been out there for a minute. I wonder if there's been any updates. I should probably check on that, huh? Justice Department court exhibits show Taylor Taranto left in a photo he posted to Facebook while inside the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Right, Justice Department provided footage from inside the Capitol. Taranto is circled in yellow. There he is right there with a big old beard. What's up, Chopside TMC with the red pill over there on pill.net. Thank you so much for the support over there, man. Monthly sub over there on pill.net. Appreciate you, buddy. Excuse me. Let's talk about killing critters and start the first topic. Yeah, why not? The guy's got a critter on his face. That's right. I'm throwing shade at his beard. My beard's much more, much tighter, much more clean shaven. You got to trim the neck up. I can't let the neck hair grow. I just can't. You got to trim it up, man. An accused January 6th rioter who allegedly threatened lawmakers and showed up to Barack Obama's home in Washington, D.C. back in 2023, toting guns, ammunition, and supplies for an explosive device, wants his criminal charges for those incidents dropped, saying President Donald Trump's executive order pardoning Capitol attackers also covers conduct related to the 2021 insurrection, which he claims it was. It's a bit of a reach, sir. A bit of a reach. Mr. Taranto respectfully moves this honorable court to dismiss all counts, including those that allege conduct on June 28th and 29th, 2023. On the ground that all his charges relate to the events on January 6th. 2 years later, man? What are you talking about? And therefore, covered by the president's executive order. A motion to dismiss reads from rioter Taylor Taranto's lawyer, Carmen D. Hernandez, which was filed last week. I don't usually wear a beard. Well, at times. It's very nice. Very nice. Oh, man. Oh, shoot. Metal mouth with a joke. We go down rabbit holes. Yes, we do. Literally sometimes. Oh, damn, Yanni Fangs, you're taking off, man? Breaks my heart, but I have to work early as usual. Good night, and now that you are getting this ball rolling. Rest well, Yanni Fangs. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining, and don't forget to smash that like button, man. Do it hard. Let's see. From the start and throughout the pendency of this prosecution, the government and this court have treated the allegations set out in all the counts as related to the events of January 6th, the motion says. Indeed, by including all the charges in a single indictment, the government necessarily determined that all the charges are sufficiently related. That's a weak argument, in my opinion. See, 2 years later, you decided to show up at someone's house with with weapons and apparently the ingredients for an explosive. What does that mean, though? I don't know. Vintage sideburns, chops, very nice. Well, that's probably why you got the chops. They're in your name, I would assume. Very nice. Bam. It's worth it. It's very, very free to follow this channel and to smash that like button. You don't have to spend any money to follow and to like this stream, guys. Like the channel as well. That's important. Commenting in the comment section, that helps. Sharing the stream out. Reposting on Rumble is important as well. Very good things to do. Oh, shoot. Oh, let's see. Make sure I got this here. Hey, we got the live chat going. over there on the dozerden.locals.com. Not rating the app. Well, I may at some point. Let's see. Toronto's actions in June 2023 in Washington, D.C. were not offenses occurring at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, the motion says. Oh, sorry. Trump's Justice Department responded Tuesday with an opposition motion saying it respectfully opposes Taranto's attempt to dismiss. The judge overseeing the case has yet to make a ruling. I bet you he made his ruling already. It's been like 4 months or 3 months. March, April, 2 months. Math is hard. I'm going to say Taranto. Toronto's actions in June 2023 in Washington, D.C. were not offenses occurring at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, the motion says. Toronto's possession of guns, large-capacity magazines, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition, alarming statements about a detonator in his car, and purportedly driving to a federal facility, all occurring in June 2023 and not at the United States Capitol, are wholly unrelated to the pardon for and dismissal of charges related to January 6, 2021 at the United States Capitol. They are not subject to dismissal by motion of the defendant or by order of the court on this basis. Taranto, 39, of Washington State, was arrested on a fugitive for justice warrant on June 29, 2023, after he was allegedly found near Obama's home in the elite Kalorama neighborhood in northwest Washington, D.C. He reportedly took off running toward the residence, but was promptly chased off by the Secret Service before being apprehended hours later while lurking in the woods near a busy thoroughfare. This doesn't sound like a good guy. No, this sounds like a bad one. Yeah, you don't deserve to have these charges dismissed, sir. You had forethought here. There was, what is it, mens rea? I learned that from watching Legally Blonde. Yeah. Prosecutors said that in a van parked down by the river. No, in a van parked near the Obama's home. Taranto stashed weapons, including firearms and ammunition, as well as materials that could be fashioned into a Molotov cocktail-like device. The U.S. Navy veteran had been lingering in Washington, D.C. for months before the incident and was threatening U.S. lawmakers, prosecutors said. The Seattle native was charged with unlawful possession of an unregistered firearm described by authorities as a Scorpion CS, a short-barreled rifle, unlawful possession of ammunition, carrying a pistol without a license. You shouldn't need a license to carry a fucking pistol. Specifically, a Scorpion CZ pistol, and making false information and hoaxes. The false hoax charge was tied to a bogus threat Taranto allegedly made about setting off an explosive at the National Institute of Standards and Technology in Maryland before he was arrested. For his alleged involvement on January 6th, Taranto was hit with several charges tied to his conduct at the Capitol, including knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, and parading and demonstrating. Oh no, you paraded! Were there instruments involved? Did you have one of those batons as you were parading? God. Entropy says family prayer time. The DOJ dismissed those charges after Trump took office. Yeah, those sound like they should have been dismissed. Parading, being in the damn building. Ooh. You want a CZ Scorpion, but they are rather far out of my current price range. Oh, so it's a decent one, huh? Mm-hmm. The liberals think that math is gay. I mean, it might be. I think math is gay, but not in a homosexual way. I just don't like math. What's up, Castro? Sup, savages? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining this episode of the Dozer Den, and do not forget to smash the thumbs up. If you're wondering why the voice is a little bit more baritone than normal, well, allergies are kicking my ass right now. But we're going to go ahead and use it to our benefit. Apparently, it is adding a little bit of a DJ tone, so we'll go with it. Why not? Math is indeed happy for some, yeah, sometimes. Let's see. His motion to dismiss the remaining charges against him claims that the threat and other comments he made toward lawmakers were political satire, and he was acting as a journalist at the time. Taranto, who considers himself a satirical reporter with an almost Jon Stewart or South Park-esque dry humor that he would openly admit often didn't land, often attempted to make jokes or double entendre references in an effort to discuss and explore certain conspiracy theories and lines of thinking adjacent to J6 and related events, his motion says. This is why Mr. Taranto's so frequently cites the First Amendment and the protection of free speech in his endeavors and postings. Hernandez insists that Taranto's indictment involves conduct related to the events of January 6th as a pardon ceases all litigation. Mr. Taranto moves this court to dismiss his entire case. She is really trying hard. I hope this guy didn't get this. I'm going to have to look this up. Probably should have done that before the stream. The motion says he argues that prosecutors cannot argue their case without bringing up evidence related to January 6th. No, you could probably just talk about the fact that you premeditated. You had a premeditated mindset when you decided to bring those weapons and materials to make a fucking Molotov cocktail, and you tried to run at Obama's house. You fucking faggot! Jesus Christ, sir! What a dumbass! Hoot your honker, Bill. Oh my. Blow my nose. No, I don't want to. I blew my nose before I came up here. No, most spectacularly mediocre stream. Yeah, when I was on when I was in the chat and Gavea, I rumble ranted about the show, and I'm like, my show is adequate. Castro's like, yeah, mediocre. Appreciate you guys. About to head out, Bryce Costa. Damn. That's the SpongeBob. That's a SpongeBob emote. Let's see, where were we at? It is clear that at any trial of this case, the government would seek to introduce evidence of the J6 conduct as related to the June 2023 offenses because they are related. Taranto's motion says the government should therefore not be heard to argue that the June 2023 offenses are not related when considering whether the president's pardon applies to Mr. Taranto. In their opposition motion, DOJ prosecutors attempt to poke holes in the multiple allegations being floated by Taranto, including the claim that because the charges are alleged in the same document, they must be related. Charges may be related enough for the purposes of joinder and judicial economy without requiring an expansive interpretation of the word related in the pardon context. Prosecutors argue Taranto cites 3 instances where the government dismissed non-January 6th conduct. Those cases are inapposite? Well, I've never seen that word. Every day's a learning day, guys. No, you're just playing with the emojis. I got you. Inapposite. I'm going to look this up. When I see a word I don't know, I look it up. I have to. Because I don't like being ignorant. Inapposite means not fitting, suitable, or pertinent. Inappropriate. So... those cases are inappropriate to the facts here. So, not pertinent. Inapposite, not pertinent. There you go. Every day's a learning day. Hooray. The more you know. In addition to the criminal charges, Taranto is also facing a wrongful death lawsuit for attacking a Capitol police officer who shot and killed himself after suffering from severe depression and a brain injury caused by a concussion he allegedly sustained at their hands, the suit says. That shit fucking pisses me off. Let's read that again. In addition to the criminal charges, Taranto is also facing a wrongful death lawsuit for attacking a Capitol police officer who shot and killed himself after suffering severe depression and a brain injury caused by concussion he allegedly sustained at their hands. Guys, really quick. Really fucking quick. The fact that faggots on the left have decided to try to attach suicides, cops that committed suicide, Capitol police officers that went on to commit suicide, to the people at the Capitol on Certification Day 2021, the fact they're trying to say that they're the reason that these fuckers committed suicide is, first of all, insulting to the individual who died by suicide. And it's absolute fucking garbage, dog shit faggotry that is beyond anything that I have seen in recent memory when it comes to the media. Absolute fucking lunacy that you would try to attach their suicides to January 6th. Miss me with all of that bullshit. You're discrediting the individual who suffered from a serious mental illness, and you're also probably skipping out on the real possibility that maybe these individuals knew some shit and they were quote-unquote suicided. I'm just saying, with this instance, and with how many did, that is a legitimate thing to think about. They might not have actually intended to take their own lives. Just fucking saying. Absolute garbage. No. The fact that there's even a case, a civil suit from the sounds of it, wrongful death lawsuit. The fact that that is even a thing and hasn't been just laughed out of fucking court is abhorrent. And why the system is so fucked. Lord. I will have to blow my nose in a moment. But we're going to finish this article, damn it. That's what we're going to do. It's a good one. It's a girthy article. Quite thick. Back to the article. It really bothers me that they do that, though. That is not appropriate. Somebody died by suicide, which is how you're supposed to say it, but, you know. Let's see. Erin Smith, the widow of Jeffrey Smith, who died by suicide on January 15th, just 9 days after he was allegedly attacked during the Capitol riot by Taranto and David Walls Kaufman, describes the attack on her husband as a violent crime of opportunity, with Jeffrey being in a particularly vulnerable situation because his face shield was up, leaving his face and eyes exposed, her suit said. Taranto was caught on surveillance video clashing with Capitol Police alongside Walls Kaufman, who was sentenced in June 2023 to 2 months in prison after pleading guilty, admitting that he scuffed with officers. Ugh. Ugh. Just bad. But no, this guy doesn't need to have his charges dropped. This guy needs to face the consequences for what he did. The stuff that he did in 2023 has absolutely fucking nothing at all to do with the Certification Day 2021 charges. It's insane. Shopsite TMC, if you want some J6er perspective, look up Cash, Lee, Kelly, and Pionon here on Pilled. Both were J6 prisoners. Damn. I'll have to check them out, man. I'm actually going to pull that up and screenshot that because I will check those guys out on the phone. I don't have it pulled up here. Give me a minute. Oh, damn, I need to get my, I could actually have a little bit of a cash out. Hell yeah. That's cool stuff. Volume down. There we go. Nope. There. Screenshotted. Thanks, Chopside TMC. Appreciate you, bud. Let me pull up this. That's right. Don't be a mouth breather. I'm trying not to. What is my chat doing? No, go up. Oh well, it's not going up. Oh, we're up to 852 now. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Glad to see it. Don't know who was the new follower, but we'll check that in a minute. Bill's enjoying that drip right now. It's a drip. Yeah. I can still breathe. See that? I was moving the dollar bill. But yeah, that guy needs to probably be in prison for what he was doing. He doesn't sound like a good one. I do have a clip. Speaking of J6 stuff, I have a clip in my folder here. I need to clean out my folder. About January 6th. And this is about the uses of the Justice Department during the last administration. And one could argue towards the end of the first Trump administration. For a brief time, anyways. 14 days. About January 6th. And this guy just destroys the narrative on it. So I figured since we're talking January 6th stuff, Certification Day 2021 stuff, we could watch this guy for a minute, give my voice a bit of a break. And let's check it out. So an ex-DOJ official goes on an epic rant and obliterates Dem's J6 insurrection narrative with the cold, hard, unfiltered truth.
7 quick points. First, one of the original sins of government that has carried and caused the poor treatment of the January 6th protester defendants is the lawless formation of the House Select Committee, the January 6th Committee, leading to it acting in a one-sided and due process-free way. That committee was gerrymandered by Speaker Pelosi, operated without a ranking member or counsel to the ranking member. Liz Cheney was granted vice chair status to try to cover that up. The committee then had a series of carefully scripted by Hollywood hearings where the entire Q&A path was pre-written and meshed with cherry-picked snippets of highly edited video and audio doctored video. The committee interviewed 1,000+ witnesses, it says, but only about 200 transcripts have been released. Second, the January 6th committee worked with regime media, the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, and MSNBC, et cetera. In that way, the fake narrative that an insurrection had occurred on January 6th was blasted everywhere. Based on secretly recorded video, we now have on tape Nancy Pelosi's documentarian daughter and her friends admitting that no real insurrection ever occurred. The collective effect of the January 6th committee's shameful way of proceeding, plus the reinforcing media blitz, poisoned the jury pool in Washington, D.C.
None of those
Trial
cases.
venue transfers out of D.C. should have been permitted.
Yes.
Media narrative.
Not one of the January 6th cases should have been heard in D.C. because you have a constitutional right to an impartial jury, guys. Not a jury of your peers. You have a constitutional right to an impartial jury. And one could argue that even the judges, they clearly were not impartial arbiters of the law. People were railroaded and then felt like they had to plead guilty because if you didn't, then you were going to get screwed for decades in prison after they were going to find you guilty anyways. It's not how things are supposed to go. Not at all.
Mongering, indeed, was also the pre-original sin, therefore, of this entire issue because it laid the groundwork for the January 6th Select Committee's hatchet jobs. Third, many of the defendants were swept up in a vast dragnet that I believe violated the Fourth Amendment because it was the equivalent of a general warrant that our framers sought to ban. This was done through the use of geofencing technology and cell phone data warrants sent to telecom providers. Additionally, many protesters arriving after President Trump's speech in the ellipse had finished did not see any signage that areas normally open to the public were closed that day, setting up a trespass trap for the unwary. Fourth, the Justice Department did not treat these cases with appropriate respect for the First Amendment rights of the protesters. The 2020 presidential election was incredibly contentious, and many citizens in this country disagreed with mainstream media pronouncements that they should, in essence, sit down and shut up about the election and how it was conducted.
Mm-hmm.
By contrast, I was at the Justice Department getting daily updates about the Marco Hatfield Federal Courthouse in Portland being attacked night after night after night in the summer of 2020. Insurrection is a far more appropriate moniker for that targeted Antifa lawlessness than a largely spontaneously assembled crowd being agitated by tear gas and rubber bullets. Yet the First Amendment issues led to the self-agitators in Portland being treated very differently and with special kid gloves. This takes me to my fifth point. The January 6th defendants have not been dealt with in the same fashion as the Antifa and BLM protesters in 2020 who engaged in terrible conduct, threatened the White House, did millions of damage in property in that summer in the lead up to the presidential election. This is a flat violation in terms of comparing those two categories of defendants or potential defendants of the equal protection of the laws. Many Americans think the selective prosecution on display here is blatant. Sixth.
Wait a second. Siren Pickle, that's your friend's cat, Iroh. He's a big love bug. Iroh from Avatar The Last Airbender. I have the same question. I do. And what's up, Everett Home, with the red pill over there on pill.net? Appreciate you. I actually have a sound for that. You guys mentioned Avatar The Last Airbender. I started rewatching that the other day with my kids, by the way. Fantastic show. Where is it? I have an Avatar The Last Airbender sound.
There is nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you.
There you go. I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to use that. Nice. Iroh's awesome. One of my favorite characters. His character arc is pretty much amazing the whole time. I mean, the prison one, it's like, oh, is he really, losing his mind? No, he wasn't. It was all a ruse just to get buff.
There are widespread Brady violations as to how these defendants are being dealt with today, and I'll confine that to just two areas for our purposes today.
What,
First,
Mild?
the concealed or underreported
The name
footage
Iro.
issue around the Capitol. So the House is to be commended for allowing Tucker Carlson, Julie Kelly, and John Solomon to review the footage. And second, it's hard to imagine that with 800 plus or so unreleased January 6th committee deposition transcripts, that there's not at least some exculpatory evidence in there that has not yet been seen by the relevant defendants and their lawyers. The January 6th committee, in short, acted like a star chamber, and there is no reason for this Congress to let that go on. Seventh and lastly, the judges on the federal district court here in Washington, D.C. seem to have come under the spell of the January 6th committee's original sin, and in that way they allowed the constructed mainstream media narrative to influence their decisions. And as a legal matter, they're by and large allowing a statute designed to close an obstruction of justice loophole that Arthur Anderson exploited in the Enron debacle to be applied to entirely different activity that in many instances is protected by the First Amendment and should appropriately be treated differently. As a result, Antifa and BLM revolutionaries, and it's not an exaggeration to call them that, who engaged in worse conduct largely got off scot-free, and worse yet, many of them left with bags of cash from civil settlements. By contrast, the sentences being handed down against January 6th defendants are wildly disproportionate.
That disparity?
For all these reasons, I'm glad to be here today before you.
Damn. That was a good one. I can't believe I didn't see that when it happened. That was pretty epic. Pretty damn epic. All right, guys. You know what's not epic? Leakers. Dirty, rotten leakers in the Pentagon, guys. Looks like, apparently, Dan Caldwell, one of Pete Hegseth's top advisors, was leaking like a faucet. Not good. Leaking stuff all over. We don't have very many specifics on this one. We don't. And I think there may be more to this story than we think. I think this may be a case of, it might be a case of character assassination. Simply because Dan Caldwell has, in the past, challenged the U.S.'s stance on Israel and other things, Ukraine, I believe. But if they caught him leaking, then that's really not good. I agree, Everett. J6 committee should be charged with tampering with evidence. They deleted evidence. Not good. Ooh, many have the same autopin pardons as Fauci and Hunter. It's true. It sucks, but it's true. Leakers. I like when women are sopping wet in my passenger seat. Well, if you got the right kind of vibration going on there, Mild, it'll do it. It'll do it. You gotta hit the county roads. Gotta hit all those bumps. Yeah, he did give it to him. Absolutely. But this Dan Caldwell guy apparently was leaking information from the Pentagon. But here's a previous interview with Tucker Carlson, I believe. I think this was with Tucker Carlson. Maybe. Yeah. Let's check this guy out. So before we get into the story, let's get a little bit of his kind of demeanor. And then we'll get into the reporting, because he was led away. He was escorted off the premises for apparently leaking sensitive information. And I think that, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, nuance must be applied. There's very little black and white, especially when it comes to breaking news, when it comes to brand new information, guys. There you go. Getting over to the Rumble TV app. Good show. Good night, and outlast the haters. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Mild. Appreciate you hanging out here and chatting. Hopefully, this amazingly deep Dozer Den voice will help soothe your evening woes. I have allergies. My voice is extra deep today. So let's check out this clip here from the fellow Dan Caldwell himself, the man who was escorted off the premises. I think it's important to have context, and so we're going to provide some context, hopefully. Dan Caldwell, this is from Shadow of Ezra, by the way, great follow on X. Dan Caldwell, a top advisor to Defense Chief Pete Hegseth, was escorted out of the Pentagon after being named in a Department of Defense leaks investigation. Caldwell didn't tote the usual line on foreign policy. He openly challenged the Washington consensus on Israel, saying that the U.S. hasn't really had an honest conversation on the topic in over 2 decades. He also opposed dragging America into war with Iran, famously stating that when Israel is attacked, it's Israel, not America, under fire. Agreed. Tucker Carlson called Caldwell a man of genuine integrity, high intelligence, and principle, praising his deep commitment to the country and describing him as a wonderful person. What's really going on here? Well, maybe we can get to the bottom of it. It's going to be interesting. We'll see.
With is one, it is absolutely not in our interest to get involved in another major war in the Middle East. That would be disastrous for us. It'd be disastrous for Israel as well, too. People in northern Israel who are in range of Hezbollah rockets would pay a huge price. And that's why Netanyahu and other members of the Israeli government, I don't believe, want that. The second thing is, you've heard people like Nikki Haley say that
war whore.
When Israel was attacked, America was attacked.
Nope.
That is not true. Israel was attacked. This was not an attack on the United States. Yes, Americans were killed. There are American hostages, but this is not the same as an attack on the United States. And I point that out because when you start
I'm pretty sure he was not in handcuffs. I'm pretty sure he was just escorted off the premises and is part of an investigation. But we do have an article that we're going to get into, and we'll get into the specifics there.
Adopting that mentality, where an attack on every one of our partners or allies or everything bad that happens around the world, that's how you get into situations like we were in the early 2000s with Iraq and other places like that. And I'd also add to that, like Mike Pence and some other people said, we absolutely shouldn't put boots on the ground in Israel. And I'd point out a lot of Israelis don't want that. Yeah. You had some Israelis like Yoram Hazony.
I was just going to plug that. Yeah, that was
he came out. He came out, and I believe his son did too, who's serving in the Israeli
army.
Army.
Of truth.
Said that would be disastrous. And just finally on this, is it's important to remember we are limited in how we can support Israel right now. That is a hard reality that a lot of people in this town have not accepted yet because of how much we've given to Ukraine and how much we wore down our military after 20 years of war. We cannot support Israel indefinitely in a long fight in Gaza or in a long fight against Lebanon. That's not saying that, we should demand Israel do this or that. I'm pointing out a reality of our power position right now. Like, we drew down a lot of artillery and probably some other munitions that we had pre-positioned in Israel and gave it to Ukraine. So as a result, we had to turn some of that around and give it back to Israel, take it back from Ukraine. And eventually, just like we have with Ukraine, where we've run out of stuff to give them, we may find ourselves in that same position with Israel. And it can't be overcome right away by dumping more money into the military-industrial complex. It's going to take years to rebuild the capacity where we can adequately support a partner like Israel in a long fight and also support something like Ukraine and prepare for something, a fight in China. Yeah. It's going to take us years to get to the point where we can adequately do that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they just escorted him off the premises. I don't think he was arrested. I could be wrong. I skimmed the article. Usually when I find articles, I do a brief, I skim over them, and because I like to give my honest and genuine reaction to the content that I'm reading and giving to you guys as we're going through it. So
the thing that Elbridge Colby's always talking about,
yes,
with those 155 millimeter shells.
Yes,
that's right.
Simply can't make.
And see, here's the thing, Metal Mouth. We don't know for a fact that he was actually leaking stuff. That's why I'm playing this clip here. I'm providing context to who this guy is. So I don't know if he was actually leaking information. I'm kind of suspecting if he was one that was if he was being this honest about the Israel stuff and about the Ukraine stuff, this very well may be a character assassination. I don't know. And there's not enough concrete information on this out yet for me to have a full take, a well-formed take on the topic. I've got what I'll pontificate to an extent, but I felt like it was important to provide a little bit of context before we get into the article talking about what happened. And the fact, we have a comment from Tucker Carlson coming up after this about this situation as well. So
Enough of
possibly treasonous, but innocent until proven guilty. We have to remember that. We would want that consideration for us, right? Just because the government says something doesn't mean the government is being honest. We've seen that over and over again.
them to fight 3 wars at the same time.
So Bridge is one of those smart people who I just steal a lot of stuff from. But in all honesty, Bridge and I have probably spent, of the times we've talked over the last year and a half, probably about half those conversations, 155 millimeter artillery shells have come up.
Yeah.
Because it is actually one of the most important munitions for both Israel and Ukraine. When the
Paul
war
Thaddeus
began,
with the red pill on
I
pill.net.
pointed this out that we are
bid the Dozer Den good night.
Israel's going to need a lot of artillery
Rest well,
shells,
buddy. Thanks
just
for joining.
Ukraine does. And I was attacked for that. I had people, like Mark Thiessen at the Washington Post attacking me. I had, Max Boot retweeted it. Some people at the Hudson Institute, which is just, a neocon think tank here, were attacking me. They said, Israel doesn't need artillery. You don't use artillery in urban warfare. And then,
here we are.
I started tweeting pictures at them along with some other people of like American Marines firing artillery in the Battle of Fallujah. And guess what? 2 weeks later, the Biden administration diverted an artillery shipment.
How relaxed this guy is with his information. He might have just been talking out of just off the cuff to somebody and been wrapped up in a leak investigation. I'm betting there's way more to this story than what we're being told. I'm just putting on the hat right now that I think there's probably more to this story.
To Ukraine, to Israel. And, I still haven't gotten my apology yet, but I won't be waiting too long.
I'm sure their tweets are, so voluminous. They just haven't had the time to go back and, issue retractions or anything.
I just have to point out something too. Israel was viciously attacked by a lot of these people in the early part of the Ukraine war because they staked out a more neutral stance.
Up?
And they wanted to be
the one. Welcome to the Dozer Den. Glad to see you, man. Appreciate you watching this episode. Don't forget to smash that like button. Follow the channel if you haven't done so already. We stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. Typically cover about 3 to 4 news topics a night on the weekday shows. Saturday show, it's a bit of a different animal. We cover one topic, usually kind of a decompress kind of topic, not really too serious. And then we do the Dozer Den, DJ Hour, where I take your music video requests and we have ourselves a damn good time. And hopefully I end the YouTube stream during those streams before I start playing music videos because I get strikes. Because YouTube hates me. Yes. Right now, we are going to finish this clip out and then we're going to play something from Tucker Carlson as far as his interpretation of this man's character. He needs some. That man's low in iron. Get him some red meat. Get him a steak.
He's set themselves up in some ways as a peacekeeper.
And we'll get to the article.
Or a peace negotiator between Russia and Ukraine. And you had a lot of people that were putting pressure on Israel to send their Iron Dome to Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Max Boot, Alexander Vindman and his lovely wife. And, had Israel caved to that pressure and done that, a lot more of Israelis would have died. And I bring this up because Israel put the interests and safety of their citizens first. And yes, they suffered horrifically on October 7th. But had they caved to pressure from a lot of primacists, both on the left and right here in the United States, a lot more Israelis.
Yeah, from watching the Watchers. Man, he went long tonight, huh? Thanks so much for popping over here from watching the Watchers. Rob had a great show today. Appreciate you coming over here, and I hope to earn your viewership. The numbers are nice, and the numbers are going up. 852 the last I checked, trying to get that 1,000 mark. So close. I can taste it. But my thing is, I want to put content out that people want to actually come back for. I want to put out, information in an entertaining way, infotainment, some might say. And if I can help make a crap sandwich just ever so slightly more palatable, well, I feel like I've done something important, damn it. And that's what we're doing tonight. Doing that right now, hopefully.
Would have died. So they deserve credit for actually doing what a nation should do, and that is prioritize the safety of their own citizens.
Yeah.
Check out the locals, the dozerden.locals.com. So there was that clip, and then here's a clip from Carlson about this man. And then we'll go ahead and get into the article about what happened. He was escorted away from the Pentagon today for apparently being involved in a leak investigation. Things are quite early, so innocent until proven guilty, and we need more information. So I'm not going to call this man a traitor or a treasonous bastard until I know more. But I'm just providing this context before we read the article because I think this is an important thing to do.
Don't know, Demean. I know Caldwell, who I think of as a man of genuine integrity, high intelligence, and principle, committed to his country. I think he's proven that.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's like a wonderful person. But he's being attacked by people who never served, with a long, unbroken track record of destroying America, as somehow anti-American.
Yeah.
How does this work?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the tactics are pretty clear. So,
and I'm not exactly sure when this little clip here is from, but it's interesting.
No one reads anything. Everybody is
fair.
Everybody is cynical, confused.
Says the magazine editor.
Yes.
Nobody reads anything.
Yeah. Okay,
So you're right.
Get a headline out there. Call someone a naughty word. Say they're anti a country, or they are radical. If anyone sues this publication, it will take years and years and years, and hope that some club member at Mar-a-Lago hands this to President Trump.
Exactly.
And tries to trick him and thinks that Mr. Trump is a stupid man. And this is the approach. And this is what they are trying to do.
That's exactly.
And it is a cyclone. I mean, the word has been abused by the Democrats.
They've done this to me. Yes.
Yeah, but this is actual disinformation.
Yes.
I hate to use the word, but
what are the publications? Who are the people involved in this campaign of lies?
Okay. I mean, I'm not familiar and I don't know any of the people over there personally, but the big story that's going around on both Domino and I believe Caldwell is from Jewish Insider. And again, no one really wants to be attacked by something called Jewish Insider. It doesn't sound very fun. And so they are running headlines against people and they are attacking them. And what they do is they don't say anything that is per se inaccurate, but they totally strip the context.
Well, it's just food for thought. When is this from? Man, that has got to be. But anyways, I just felt like it was a good idea to preface the story, the actual story we're going to read. I felt it was important to provide a little bit of context, give you an idea of who this person was, some of his own words and his perspectives, and then somebody like Tucker Carlson's interpretation of the man's character. Now let's get into the topic at hand. This man was escorted from the Pentagon. His top advisor, guys, placed on leave, pending an investigation into leaks. That is very, very bright white. Rest in peace to my pupils. Pete Hegseth's top advisor placed on leave. What we know. This is from Newsweek. Who wrote this? By Anna Commander. I wonder if that's a pseudonym. And Gabe Wisnant. I don't like it. Okay. Get out of the way now. All right. So, Dan Caldwell, top advisor to U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, was escorted out of the Pentagon on Tuesday after being identified in an investigation into internal leaks, a U.S. official told Reuters. Caldwell has been placed on administrative leave due to what the official described as an unauthorized disclosure. Huh. The official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, said the action had not yet been publicly reported before Tuesday. Why it matters. The DOD has faced recent scrutiny after Hegseth and other top Trump cabinet officials engaged in a Signal group chat, which included a journalist, while discussing war plans. Signal is an encrypted messaging app that is definitely not susceptible to backdoor CIA entry. The handling of the sensitive military discussions among Trump's brass also triggered widespread U.S. security concerns. Hegseth has repeatedly rebuked the initial report from Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, the guy that they should just go ahead and fire because he's a neocon war whore, also took a swipe at Goldberg last month, calling him the bottom scum of journalists. What to know? According to Reuters, national security reporter Phil Stewart on X, formerly known as Twitter, how long are you going to say that? On Tuesday, Caldwell was placed on leave after a memo issued on March 21st ordered an investigation into Pentagon leaks. The order was issued by Hegseth's chief of staff, Joe Casper, Stewart said. Fox News chief national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin also confirmed Reuters report, posting to X on Tuesday. Fox can confirm at Reuters, reporting below, top Hegseth Advisor Dan Caldwell escorted from the building, being investigated for unauthorized disclosure of classified information. We can confirm that the Reuters reporting is accurate, but we do not comment on ongoing investigations, a senior U.S. official told Fox News. A defense official also confirmed to Newsweek that Caldwell was placed on leave for unauthorized disclosure, but wouldn't elaborate because it's an ongoing investigation. Okay. What people are saying. Reuters correspondent Aaron Banco on X on Tuesday. This is a big deal. Caldwell was integral to the Pentagon admin's Ukraine policy, especially when it came to discussions around continued military support for Kiev. Great get by Phil D. Stewart. Paul Rekoff, a veteran of the Iraq War who founded the nonprofit Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America on X Tuesday, maybe overdue accountability is finally starting after Signalgate. And the journalist's name is Goldberg. Why must these things occur? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Dan Caldwell is well known in Washington as the former head of Hegseth's former partisan political group, Concerned Veterans of America. Rakoff added he also has loved to troll me on this platform over the years. A lapse of discipline or judgment would not be surprising. They are not just radical; they are sloppy and incompetent. That puts our national security at risk and has our enemies celebrating. Okay, Paul. Hegseth on X amid the aftermath of the backlash of the Signal chat being released. Instead of only talking about hoaxes, I'd like to put the focus back on our warfighters. Anyone that knows me and POTUS knows how much we love the Warriors. That's what it's about. That's cringe as fuck, Pete Hegseth. You guys had a boo-boo. Instead of doing, support our soldiers, 9/11, maybe just acknowledge that you fucked up just a little bit. Instead of that, it's about the Warriors, 9/11, America. Come on. That's pitiful, Pete. Pitiful Pete. Damn it. The alliteration. What happens next? It is immediately unknown at the time of publication. I don't like the way that they worded that. You didn't need immediately in there. It is unknown at the time of this publication what exactly led up to Caldwell being placed on leave, or how long the leave is expected to last. Well, that's interesting. It is immediately unknown. Why did you put immediately in there? Did AI write that for you? Yeah, AI probably wouldn't have included that word. That's not needed. Nope, I don't like it. I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi, guys, and whenever I read articles and I see shitty writing, I definitely will call it out. Quite autistically. That's what we do here. That's what we do here in the Dozer Den. We autistically critique shitty news articles when they do occur. We had a decent one from the AP yesterday, though. I'll give them that. They had an article from the AP yesterday that was well written, unbiased, and it was a good article. And I'll give props when props are due. This one, Newsweek. I mean, content-wise, it was fairly unbiased. I wonder if this is a... No, this is talking about the Panama Canal. I'm going to do a quick search on X to see if there's any more information. Because I feel like it's been like 10 hours since that article, so there might be more. It's filler words. Yeah, it is. It's flowery language, which, I mean, I've been accused of at times in my writing. But that one was just clunky. Demon's Wrath, what is up, man? Good to see you. You didn't get a notification. Have you clicked the bell? Guys, if you follow this channel, awesome. Amazing. Don't forget to hit the damn bell, though. That'll make sure that you get notifications when I go live. Did you just... That sucks, man. Usually Rumble's pretty good about that. Follow me on Locals as well, thedozerden.locals.com, and it should notify you there as well if you follow me there. So that's two different venues that you should get a notification that the Dozer Den is rolling along. Update the app if you haven't. I like the app. A lot of people hate on the app. I am fond of the app. I use the hell out of it. All day, every day. Almost. I was busy with work today, so I wasn't able to be on my shows, but yeah. Popped into a couple, but good to see you, Demon's Wrath. Don't forget to smash that like button. Let's check on the likes, guys. How are we doing? We're at 25. That's not bad. It's not bad. It could be better. Could be better, but I'll take it. Oh. I usually get notifications a day or two late. Really? I get freaking notifications like crazy throughout the day. I honestly need to take away I need to turn off notifications for some of the shows. I can't watch everything. And while I support as many people as I can, there's just some people that I can't watch. And something I honestly, I'm all for supporting people, but if I don't like your content, I'm probably not going to watch your content. It just is what it is. Let me do a refresh really quick here and see. Oh my goodness, we've already had over 1,000 people check on this stream. If you are popping in just for a second and you do not have a Rumble account, go ahead and create a Rumble account. It's worth the time. What's up? Be the one with a follow, and Rob Waters with a follow. Amazing. Kenadon with a repost. Thank you so freaking much for that. Appreciate the heck out of you, and a comment on the video. These are good things. These are very good things. Jana K 909. Good to see ya. Didn't get one either, but stumbled on to you live. Been lurking. Oh, I love my lurkers. Lurking is much appreciated, regardless of how you participate in this content. I appreciate you. C-dubs get notifications constantly. It's interesting. Oh, you saw the hosting thing on X. X always shows that. Huh. Well, fascinating. At least you found me somehow. Hey, Demon's Wrath, if you haven't joined the Discord, I usually will put I will at everyone who's in the Discord in the show announcements when I do post the links. So that's another way that you could make sure that you're able to hang out here in the Dozer Den with me. C-dubs with a repost as well. Thank you so freaking much, guys. That right there, that helps out. Much appreciated. Chopside team say, yes, Hawaii memes made it. I just definitely stole the sticker. Let me see. I have a sticker for that. Bam. That happened. Personally use a lot of filler words unless it's comment section. Then I shorten it to win. Understandable. Make sure I don't miss anything. Been super tired lately. Yes. Yes. The tiredness. It does happen. I don't have any campaigns from Rumble AdCenter available. I was going to roll into an ad read for Rumble's 1775 coffee. Because that's what helps me whenever I'm feeling sleepy. 1775 coffee. I'm not getting paid for this. I legitimately enjoy the coffee, and I need to order some more. I am out of my coffee. Lady Dozer asked if I wanted some great value from Walmart, and no, I would rather go without. I'm getting bougie. I like that 1775 coffee, dark roast. Although I think I'm going to try the pea berry. I've heard the pea berry is delightful. So I'm going to try it. That was 6 hours ago. Damn. You were doing a school function. Shit happens. Life. Real life stuff. God, who wants that? Nah. Darn it. Silence, men. Let's go ahead and get into the article here, though, about this incident. Oh, shit. Did I have an article? Where'd he go? I exited out of the wrong one. Where'd it go? Just a moment, guys. I'm going to pull it up here. Caldwell. Who is Dan Caldwell? There it was. It was a Reuters. I don't know where it went. That's quite frustrating. Huh. We'll pull it up again, damn it. So I'm pretty sure it was a... let's see. Let me look at my description really quick. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing... Did I not post this link in the description? What on earth, guys? Complete amateur moment. That was the news. We just read the... Good Lord, guys. I'm tired. We just read the article. Apologies. I was going to go to X and see if there were any updates. That's what I was doing. Good Lord. I left my dog outside for like 30 minutes in the front yard. I don't normally do that, but the kids were asking for things, and I took her out. I took Luna, my pit lab mix. She's mostly pit, some lab. Enough lab to make her pretty damn docile, to be honest. But I took her outside to go potty, and the kids were asking me something, and I closed the door and left her out front. And I don't have a fence around my front yard. So poor Luna was just sitting there out front like, okay, I did my potty thing, and now where's Dad? Dad closed the door on me. Yeah, I might need to sleep tonight. That would probably be a good idea if I actually got some sleep at some point. Yeah. But I'm going to do a quick search really quick and see if anything new has come up about Caldwell. Because X is pretty good about getting some new information out. That is nothing new. Oh, wait. Nick Sortor with the post. Okay. Deputy Chief of Staff Darren Selnick has been removed after an investigation into leakers. I've got to have more specifics on this, guys. What do you mean by leaking? What did you leak? What specifics are we? Deep staters are quickly being weeded out. There's got to be more. Got to be freaking more. Oh, we've got lit. Oh, wait. We have what appears to be some... Okay, that's talking about the signal chat. Oh, shoot. Okay. Laura Loomer coming in hot with a little bit of reporting from 7 hours ago, though. Just in 7 hours ago, Dan Caldwell, one of the top advisors for U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, was escorted out of the Pentagon after being identified during an investigation into leaks of the Defense Department. You'll recall Dan Caldwell was listed as the point of contact for the DOD in Mike Waltz's Signalgate chat. He has since locked down his X account. You think you found a traitor? We don't know. We don't know, America. America 197138. Investigation's ongoing. This one is so freaking fresh, guys. And then other ones are being removed as well. I don't know 100% sure how I feel about this. I really don't. Yeah, there we go, Demon's Wrath. That's a pretty decent ratio. I like it. We just hit the 2-hour mark, too, and there should be another notification going out from Rumble. Check your phones and make sure you're actually getting those. Everett home. Good Lord. But yeah, I think if the allegations are true, then yeah, traitorous scum. But the government's lied before y'all. And with somebody who was critical of our greatest ally in certain ways, and then seeing the previous interviews like we saw, I just think that I think before we form a complete opinion on this situation, we need more information. That's where I'm at with it. If you want to hop on a train or hop on a bandwagon or hop on just go ahead and call him a traitor, by all means. But me personally, I'm going to wait until there's more information. I'm going to wait until the investigation is complete. I'm going to wait until there are charges filed, because if this is true, then there should be charges filed, and he absolutely should face the music. But I don't know. I hate that. I wish I had more. I wish I had something more concrete for you guys, but just scrolling through these posts. DOD 2 down. Trader Darren Selnick joins Dan Caldwell. This is fucking stupid. I don't like this shit. We're fucking hopping on this goddamn. They're traders. They're just like absolutely fucking hopping on it. Like it's absolutely for sure that it's true. No, we don't fucking know that. We don't know for sure. It's innocent until proven guilty, guys. And like I said, has the government fucked us before? Yes, they have. Oh my freaking goodness. Harry Toe 2 coming in clutch with 5 gifted subs to the Dozer Den. Freaking awesome, dude. Be the one got gifted a membership. Trish 1, Canada, Neurodivert. Oh, wait. And then Sanglant and Mild. Absolutely freaking amazing, Harry Toe 2. Thank you so much for that amazing support, man. You made the kids happy. Good job, Harry Toe 2. Look what you did. You made the children clap. They clapped and they said hooray. Amazing support. Now, here's the thing. You might have to refresh and come back. I'm not sure. You might just be able to like step away for a second, then come back in, and you will be able to slap that peach, guys. Look at the jiggle physics on it. It's superb. Look at all those emotes, subscriber-only emotes, and your name is now lit up in the most beautiful shade of MAGA red. It's called the Rumble Rash, and the only treatment for that Rumble Rash is more America. There you go. Red Rash Super Spreader. Bam. Absolutely amazing. Great stuff. Everyone needs to hang tight on this story. Janica, yes. Yeah. I agree. People need to hang tight. People, before you hang your hat on one narrative or another, I think it's very important that we, again, apply nuance. I'm iffy on this one, guys. Very, very iffy. But if the evidence has shown that they absolutely were garbage human beings and were trying to sabotage this administration, then fuck them. Like hardcore. I agree. Traitors, let them have what comes to traitors. Mario Nafal from 2 hours ago. Let's see what he says. So I really want to figure out exactly what's going on here. Pentagon spy hunt claims 2 scalps. Hegseth's advisors shown the door. Dan Caldwell, senior advisor to the Defense Secretary Hegseth, was placed on administrative leave Tuesday and escorted from the Pentagon. We already read that. A second official, Deputy Chief Darren Selnick, suspended and escorted out of the building in leaks probe. The investigation follows a March memo from Hegseth's chief of staff authorizing lie detector tests to stop internal leaks. That's sketchy as fuck. Lie detectors are fucking pseudoscience. Absolutely fucking sketchy. I don't fucking like this, guys. Putting on the fucking hat. I'm putting on my fucking hat. Not a fucking hat. The fucking hat. This is bullshit. I don't like it. Lie detectors, that's what you used? A fucking lie detector that literally just measures the biological phenomenon when somebody might be stressed or anxious? No. No. This is my alarm bells are going off. Lie detectors test to stop internal leaks. Caldwell, a decorated Marine vet, was previously linked to a group chat on strikes against the Houthis. Okay. Nope. Nope. I don't like that. That concerns me. Lie detectors were used. Oh my god, so many slaps. So many peaches being slapped, guys. It's very, very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Times 10. There you go. You gotta slap that peach. If I do it too much, then my wrist will get tired. That sounds really bad. We don't want like tennis elbow or anything. Just saying. Yeah, this one, the lie detector test, that one set me off. That is a pseudoscience. There's very little evidence to show that a lie detector test is worth a fuck. For somebody like me, whose pulse is usually a little bit high and who's a little bit animated, who talks, I do a lot of nonverbal communication. I talk with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. This is concerning. I want more, damn it. Give me more. And until we get more,
And about more!
We need more, damn it. I need more information. I need more context. I need more data before I can like this. But that lie detector thing has got me. It's called, I think you meant Stroker's elbow. Yeah, there you go. I don't see a problem with a lie detector test being used to initiate investigations. Maybe, but as far as like the actual science behind it, it's very sketchy. When you research like lie detectors, it's just because it measures an increase in perspiration, blood pressure, pulse rate, does not necessarily mean that the person is lying. You could have somebody who's anxious, somebody whose baseline is anxiety, somebody who is has a high pulse rate. And I know they do a baseline. I know they do when they're using a lie detector test. I just think that it's so inconsistent that you can't hang your hat on lie detectors. I don't think they actually will. I don't think they will include lie detector results in a court case. If I may be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Demon's Wrath. This one, when they mentioned the lie detector thing, I had to put the hat on. This one concerns me. Bunch of nope on this one. If you actually look into lie detectors and you actually dig in and do some like research into what specifically they're looking at, just because it's showing a biological phenomenon and a biological response, you run into the correlation does not infer causation. Just because somebody's pulse rate increases or their perspiration increases does not necessarily mean that they're lying. Although, yeah, generally there may be some things that happen when somebody lies. You have some psychopaths that will have none of these things ever happen when they lie. They'll be like, oh, well, this person lies. They're looking up and to the left. That means they're lying. Or they're looking up and to the right. Then they're lying. Unless that person is trying to throw you off and they know that if there are all kinds of things that people can use to fight the body language tells, to mess with a lie detector test. I just don't think lie detectors are very solid and reliable. Honestly, that's the thing. They're not reliable. Yeah. There might be very specific instances where they're allowed, but not normally. That's what I thought I read. But to spark an investigation, this would be a great way to do it, giving everybody a lie detector test and see who all failed to concentrate on them. Okay, I see what you're saying, Everett. Maybe not necessarily something to completely condemn, but maybe to highlight and see how people react to it. Maybe not even necessarily the lie detector test itself, but the threat of the lie detector test. That, I could see how that could be used. Maybe I'll go ahead and take the full head off for now. My head's getting kind of hot anyways. I'm getting quite animated about this. Damn, 5 gifted subs tonight. Freaking awesome. Liquid sorts. Sodium pentothal. Pentathlon. Also unreliable? Really? Maybe they're just to scare people into confessions, yeah. Is an anti-lie detector. He's a pro liar. How would you know? I guess you wouldn't. If I truly am a pro liar, you wouldn't really know if I was lying to you, would you? I'd never lie to you. It's not in me. It's a neurodivergent one. That's a good point. Your lawyer would probably fight to get the a positive lie detector result entered into evidence, but yeah, I don't know. If you can't do if you can't do tin foil top hat, are you really doing foil hat fashion? You have laid down the gauntlet. I need to improve my foil hat. I know the Illuminipple. Just accept your robot overlords. Yes. Okay. Sound alert. Sound alert. He said, just accept your robot overlords. Well, I have a sound for that. Damn it. Where'd it go? And this is why I wish I could adjust where things are. Okay, so really quick here. Sound's going to get loud for a second. Okay, so Trish, turn your sound down for a second. Talking about robot overlords.
How appropriate to have a robot overlord rule a robot kingdom.
There you go. That happened. Thanks, Harry2. I had an option to use that sound. It is quite loud, though, so apologies to your ears. I don't know, guys. The government screws people over from time to time, so we'll see, I suppose, on this one. To be continued. Speaking of the government screwing people over, Loudoun County seems that a veteran, father, husband, also ex-husband of a bitter ex-wife and her new lover, has found himself being bent over a barrel by CPS. The dogs of the state came in and took his 1-month-old baby away. A breastfeeding baby, which, if you have a child that is breastfed and has never had formula, it's kind of a shit thing to do to take that baby away from the mother. I think I actually reposted this guy's struggle maybe a week ago or something like that. And we have an article from the Gateway Pundit about this. And I just, what? Custody disputes get ugly. They do. But I just absolutely hate to think that somebody would literally get a 1-month-old taken away from their loving family just because you're bitter at your ex. That's disgusting. If that's the case, and maybe when more information comes out, maybe this was a neglectful situation. From the sound of it, though, it sounds like it's not. Sounds like something a pro liar would say, Everett Holmes said. Yeah. There's a special place in hell for bad CPS workers. I fucking hate bad CPS workers. I really, really do hate them. There are a lot of good ones. There are a lot of good people that end up in state, working for the state in certain capacities that truly do want to help people and aren't just trying to be baby snatchers. Sounds like this Loudoun County situation might have been the baby snatcher variety, though. So let's go. And then they put them in bad situations, and then the freaking people that they put them with end up hurting the kids. And then they won't take protect the kids that are in a bad situation. They'll let them sit there and suffer. But a family that isn't really trying to hurt their kids and is trying to do well for their kids, if they're of the wrong persuasion, they'll come in and fuck with them. And a lot of the times it's personal. And that's not okay. When you are working for a state agency, you should be objective. And your mission is to serve the people. That's what your mission is. not to just snatch kids. There's that St. Jude's Hospital in Florida. Oh, my. But let's go ahead and get in this article from the Gateway Pundit. That link is in the description as well. Oh, Lord, we're at 2 hours and 14 minutes. My goodness, guys. Police state. Loudoun County Child Protective Services took a 1-month-old breastfeeding baby from, her mother and Navy veteran father at gunpoint. By Jim Hoft. April 14th, 2025 at 8:15 a.m. Yeah. If you got kids, that's heartbreaking. A U.S. Navy veteran and his wife were subjected to the full weight of the government's iron fist as Child Protective Services, backed by armed deputies, stormed their home and seized their 1-month-old breastfeeding infant. According to the father, there was no warrant, no due process, no criminal charge. This happened not in communist China or nor in North Korea. Little Rocket Man. It happened in suburban Virginia, in America, in 2025. Farzan Yazdani, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably not, a Navy veteran, father, and engineer, has become the latest victim of a weaponized family court system, a system increasingly aligned with radical bureaucrats and progressive ideologues who seem hell-bent on dismantling the American family under the guise of state welfare. I'm begging everybody who's reading this that there's a crime in progress currently. Loudoun County government has abducted and falsely imprisoned a 1-month-old breastfeeding baby from its innocent mother. Please spread the story far and wide. Interact with it, like it, do whatever the algorithm needs to spread the story for the love of God. Yazdani wrote on X. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I shared his stuff. I did, because I remember that face. Let's see. 1-month-old baby is still breastfeeding and fragile, was ripped from her mother's arms. She needs her mama to survive. The state placed her in foster care. This isn't justice. This is a death sentence for a newborn. Save baby Roxana. Fucking crazy. Loudoun County Child Protective Services, flanked by armed deputies from the sheriff's department, stormed Yazdani's home in what the father described as a coordinated ambush based on a false affidavit from a bitter ex-wife embroiled in a custody battle. The infant, completely healthy, cared for, and bonded to her mother, was removed with zero regard for constitutional rights, familial bonds, or even basic human decency. Nonsense. A sweet little baby. Yazdani wrote in a post on X, "This is government terrorism, and every man in America needs to understand it. Understand, if it can happen to me, it can happen to you." This is the one I shared. I shared this post. I may have been the target of an investigation. There are no charges or litigation pending against me. If they bring some, fine. I'll face it. I'll fight it. But what justifies taking my children away from their innocent mother? What justifies ripping a 1-month-old breastfeeding baby from the woman who carried her, nurtured her, and has never been accused of anything? There is no justification. There is no logic. There is only cruelty. This is what happens when the system convinces itself you're a bad guy. And it doesn't need proof. It doesn't need due process. It just needs the perception. One bitter ex, one dishonest affidavit, and suddenly the state throws its full weight at you. Not just to punish you, but to destroy your family. Even when the lies are exposed, even when you have recordings, evidence, proof of innocence, they don't stop. The stain of the accusation is enough, and now I'm under scrutiny, treated like I need to be controlled, while the people I love most are used as leverage in this twisted game. They're not protecting anyone. They're destroying a peaceful family. They're endangering children. They've removed a fragile newborn from the safest place she could be, her mother's arms, and handed her over to a system where children do die in state care. This isn't justice. This is government-sponsored child abuse. This is psychological warfare. This is terror. I've been honorable. I've been respectful. I've shown love and restraint even toward those who betrayed me. But I will not be silent while this happens. Everyone needs to hear this. Everyone needs to wake up. Please share this. Help me make noise. Help me expose what they're doing, not just to me, but to thousands of families across the country. And you can donate. And that article, the link to the Gateway Pundit article is in the description. If you do have the extra and you want to donate to help them out, stand with the Yazdani family in their fight for justice. If I had the extra, I definitely would. October 14th raid. Damn. Friend of mine, Trish says, a friend of mine took in 4 from CPS, 3 girls and a boy, all brothers and sisters. He gave those kids the world. CPS decided to come take them from him and gave them to 2 gays. Kids are being abused now. Fuck. That sucks. Yeah. The October 14th raid, a family torn apart. Yazdani says the trauma began long before this latest attack. In October 2024, Loudoun County deputies arrived with his ex-wife and her new husband to forcibly remove his 5-year-old son without investigation, warrant, or questions. Yazdani, calm and compliant, was placed in handcuffs by Deputy Stephen V. Mizala, who was reportedly caught with holding body cam footage and showing up at a custody hearings alongside the ex-wife. Yazdani wrote, on October 14th, 2024, at 3 p.m., I was exercising my court-approved visitation with my son when my ex-wife Amanda showed up and announced showed up unannounced and uninvited to my brother's home, the former residence of my late father. She brought with her Deputy First Class Stephen V. Mazzala of the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office. I had calmly asked for an extension to my weekend visit. Amanda refused and instead escalated the situation by bringing law enforcement to a peaceful home. What happened next was pure abuse of power. Without cause, warrant, or investigation, Deputy Mazzala immediately placed me in handcuffs, ignoring the fact that I was calm, cooperative, and clearly trying to de-escalate. I really hope I'm never in a situation like this. You will hear in this video the most painful part of it all, my 5-year-old son screaming and begging to stay with me, his father as I'm arrested in front of him. That's a sound I will never forget, and neither will he. That's a situation where I would be saying some very, 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 very hateful things to that officer. This moment shattered more than just my pride. It devastated my relationship with my brother, a law-abiding citizen who now believes I brought shame and scrutiny to his home. We haven't spoken since. Well, maybe your brother's a fucking cunt. I am a U.S. Navy veteran and engineer, a business owner, a father, and a homeowner in Loudoun County. I have no criminal history. I've served my country and community honorably and still was treated like a criminal, with my son forced to watch. Deputy Mazzala later falsely claimed he witnessed an assault, alleging that I retreated into the house and the door struck Amanda. Oh, what a fucking bullshit statement. But the body cam footage, which he withheld, proved that never happened. In fact, if he had actually witnessed an assault, why was I detained while he investigated? During the arrest, I told him the cuffs were too tight. Instead of loosening them, he tightened them further. Just because you have a uniform and a badge doesn't mean you get to violate the rights of your fellow citizens. Don't be that faggot if you're a cop. If you're a cop and you do that shit, I wish for you to experience justice in the most appropriate fashion. There. Big deep breath, and it came out the way it should. See that? That happens. The charge? Null prosecci? Dismissed. I don't know what null prosecci means, but it was dismissed. So hey, because there was no evidence, no crime, and a lying officer who withheld the truth. Deputy Mazzala is now a witness for Amanda in her custody case using his badge and the credibility of his office to further a personal agenda. This is weaponization of law enforcement, plain and simple. This video isn't just about me. It's about how the system destroys families under the color of law. Oh man, do we want to watch that? I don't want to listen to a 5-year-old kid crying. I don't know. Maybe. Fast forward to March 28, 2025, Loudoun County CPS escalated their attack. Without warning, warrant, or evidence, they stormed Yazdani's home, backed by armed deputies, and demanded his 1-month-old daughter, Roxana, the baby still breastfeeding and wholly dependent on her mother, Emily, was taken at gunpoint. Loudoun County CPS, with no emergency declaration and no warrant, arrived to seize baby Roxana. See, that's a situation where I'm going to go ahead and defend my household. No, I don't know the specifics of this case. Like he's given his example. You got to do it the right way. You can't defend. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know how I'd respond, honestly. Loudoun County CPS, with no emergency. Okay, so I already read that. The baby still breastfeeding was taken. No medical emergency. No risk of harm. Just a social worker acting on hearsay, backed by armed government muscle. This is the episode. This is the video that I saw. And this guy, freaking kudos to him.
No, I can't. Can you show me the order?
Yes. If you would check your email, those orders have been sent to you.
Which email? Which email?
The one that is with the school.
Which email? Hello, you sent the removal orders 3 minutes ago. I just forwarded them to my lawyer. There hasn't been a hearing, so you can't take my children right now. I will not open the door to you. We're going to follow this up with suit against you and family services. This is an illegal tactic and a deep violation of my civil rights. I already have the video evidence that I needed, and I was already seeking civil rights litigation. This is just going to be another one on top of it. There has not been a hearing. There is no removal order. This is something that you have submitted to the court, and you just sent it to me 3 minutes ago. I have the timestamp on when you sent it to me, and you sent it to my work email, not the email I have on file with the school, which is my Gmail. You're a liar. It's obvious from your demeanor. It's obvious from your demeanor that you are ill-intended. Also, you're shifty, you're shady, you're self-soothing with your hand, and I don't trust you. I will not open the door. You're free to break down the door and break and enter my property. What happens after that will just be what happens after that. Feel free to do so. You're not answering my lawyer. You said you were going to stop by yesterday. You're a liar. You said that you would submit a Freedom of Information Act request telling me what's going on right now. Instead, you show up with these false orders. And there's going to be a deeper investigation going on. Believe me, your problem is that I have the money to fight this. Your problem is that I have the civil rights attorneys to bring you to justice. You're corrupt. Get off my property. You're trespassing on my property. Get off my property right now. Get off my property right now.
It looks like they walked away for a second. So that was on March 28th. And apparently they did break his door down. Video evidence now released by Yazdani shows the disturbing truth. Law enforcement and CPS agents operate more like a paramilitary unit than civil servants. Deputies admit on camera they weren't briefed on the facts. One says, "We're just here to enforce." Fucking dogs of the state. My God. Even when told the child was only 1 month old. Nope.
Can I get your daughter, please? Oh, God. Please don't take her. Don't take my daughter. Just give me a call. Why are you doing this? Why are you taking her? Just give me a call. We can talk about all of this tomorrow. I'll let you know that she's safe.
Thanks, Donut Mind Me.
I understand. She's breastfeeding. She eats from mama's breast. Why are you doing this? This is not right. This is not right. Just give me a call. We'll talk about it. Kelly, this is not right. Here.
I love you.
It does. She went and filled out the affidavit. She lied on that affidavit. Just call me. Call me. Okay? Come on. I'm leaving.
Nope. Whole bunch of nope. So, donut money me helping out with a null prosecci is a Latin term that means to be unwilling to pursue. Is used in the criminal legal system to signify that the prosecution is discontinuing or will not prosecute. Yeah. What's up, Schma? Good to see you. Lovely, lovely individual in the chat there. One of the only vetoers that I actually watch every now and then. Good to see you. Pretty sure that's who that is. Let me see. You came in a heavy freaking section here. Covering some state faggotry. Who we got here? Let me see. Yeah, that's Shma. Good to see you. Guys, follow Shma. Does VTuber gaming content. Really fun games. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to smash that like button. It's a little bit heavy right now. You came in at a heavy, heavy moment there. Oh, man. Oh, I got a duck. Hell yes. Great. I'm glad there's a duck there now. I'm glad the duck is doing well. All hail the duckies. Oh, damn. But yeah, this is a truly sad story. So the fight continues, though. Here's the thing. This is the thing. They are fighting this stuff. They are fighting the dogs of the state. They are not lying down and taking it. After 8 days of torment, Farzan Yazdani and his wife Emily reclaimed their daughter. Praise God, they were able to get their kid back. Yazdani said in a video update, "It's really disheartening that the elements of the left in Loudoun County believe that they have more rights than my children to my children than I do. They know better for my kids than I do. That they can come here illegally, abduct my kids at gunpoint, and take them for 5 days without arresting me or charging me with anything. I don't have a criminal history or background. I didn't do anything wrong. Anything alleged against me right now is just from a former ex, a bitter bitch. And the source of it is a former ex with an axe to grind, who I'm in a custody court with right now. It's outrageous that they can weaponize government to the point that they can come and take a breastfeeding baby away from its mama. Innocent, both of them. The ex is accusing me of XYZ, and that's fine. I'll fight it in court, no problem with that. But what did this baby do? What did her mama do? This is not right. This can happen to you. If you think this can't happen to you and that taxpayer-funded family destruction is something that is okay, you must be a liberal. You must be a liberal Democrat to believe that taxpayer-funded family destruction is okay. To rip a 1-month-old breastfeeding baby away from its mama, both innocent, without due process, without an emergency, it was all dismissed on a motion to strike. Though Roxana is now back with her parents, the battle is far from over. Yazdani has launched a lawsuit against Loudoun County CPS and multiple actors involved, including Deputy Mazzala and CPS agents who illegally seized and placed the baby in foster to adopt system. Holy shit. Oh my God. Legal costs are mounting over $375,000 and growing by the day, but Yazdani isn't just fighting for his own children. He's fighting for yours too. Yeah, I haven't heard any reason to take this baby. You have a bitter ex with accusations, and it sounds like there was no freaking... Oh, C-Dubs, you're saying it's forced jabs? Oh, my God, I hope not. Sam Duty, good to see you. Was that the sheriff or the police? Police were there. Let's see. He drops an explosive little mini duck that pushes the other ducks around the pool. Oh my God, I can't believe that I've been missing out on this, Schma. I will have to catch the next live stream. This makes me so happy. Yes, for this rubber ducky. This is the rubber ducky that was meant to be. Yeah, psychological experiment. Yeah, something like it. I'm not seeing a reason to take this baby. This looked like the baby was healthy. I mean, looked like they obviously love the baby. This is hearsay from an ex. I don't understand why they're just... And to keep the kid for that long. No evidence whatsoever. Just a report. This is why the system is so abused, guys, and why people hate the state. This is why people get a bad rap when they work for the state, and they are trying to help people. They're viewed in a negative light because of assholes like this. Ugh. God. And Duck Fat had to pop in. Yeah. They wonder why children's minds are messed up these days, ripping them out of their parents' arms and giving them... thankfully, that it's early enough in this baby's life that hopefully this won't impact the baby, but apparently the kid was injured a little bit. according to the dad. So, whew, God, if you can donate to this guy, help him out. I wish I could. This was a coordinated attack, no warning, no chance to respond, no attempt to verify the truth. They acted unlawfully and they got caught. We fought back in the 5-day hearing. The removal order was dismissed. We freed our daughters, so 2 kids. Goddamn. They did it the right way. God bless them for being able to keep their cool and not resort to violence, because that's not going to... It wouldn't work. The government has a monopoly on violence when they choose. And they did what they... Yeah, it's really easy to say that you would fight. It's really easy to say that you would meet them with lead. But you're trying to get your kids back. And I think this guy probably did it the right way. Even though it was heartbreaking. And I'm not going to lie. That one hit me. That's why I had to turn it off. That one hit me hard. I've got 3 kids. One that's a 2-year-old young man and a little boy. And that just... Nope. We fought back. So they got... but now comes the cover-up. We filed a FOIA request to obtain our own records and our children's records. CPS denied it because they know what they did was wrong. They're hiding their corruption, obstructing transparency, and forcing us to sue them just to access our own information. That's how deep this runs. This isn't about protecting kids. This is about protecting their power and shielding their crimes. And while we were lucky to get our daughters back, most families aren't so lucky. Most fathers suffer in silence. They don't have the evidence, the voice, or the resources to fight. We do. And we're fighting for all of them. We're suing CPS, pursuing defamation claims, exposing every corrupt actor involved, and pushing for urgent legislative reform to shut this system down. But the cost is steep. We're facing over $375,000 in legal expenses, income loss, and ongoing battles. If you believe in family freedom and due process, please donate. Anything you give, even just $1, helps with these heavy legal costs. If just 400,000 people gave $1, this battle would be completely funded, and CPS would finally be held accountable. If you thank you for standing with us. This isn't just our fight. It's a fight for every American family that could be next. Wow. Stand with the Yazdani family and fight for justice. Click here to donate. I'm going to click on that and put the link in the description. And they've got 20,000. That's pretty damn cool. Good for them. How long's this been going on? It's a GoFundMe. Let's see. When did he put this out there? $22,000 goal, not bad. Oh, look at that. Did you get it right there? Sanglant, never say never. Overthrew corrupt local government in Tennessee. Hell yeah, Sanglant. It happens. I don't think this was about the shots. I think this was in this one, I don't think it was a... Oh, wait. You said the baby got injured. Like they gave the baby COVID shots? Oh, man. I really hope that's not the case. Yeah, the thing is, you got to do it the right way, because if you do it the way that you impulsively would like to do it, they will win. They will paint you as the boogeyman, and you will definitely play into that. That's why you have to keep it peaceful, keep it lawful, and use the system as best you can and hope that you're able to fight it and defeat it. I really hope they're able to defeat it. But there's the GoFundMe. I'm going to put that in the live chat really quick, actually, and that way it'll be there for you. And then I'm going to put it in the... So that's the... Oh, crap. That is not what I wanted to do. Dang it. There we go. There's the GoFundMe. If you have it, throw them a couple bones. Help them out. Nuts, guys. Absolutely nuts. I'm going to actually edit my stream description really quick so that I can put that in the description. because it's important. Donation link. Loudoun County CPS abuse donation link. There we go. That's there. Hopefully hopefully they can get what they need. Craziness, though, when the state can do that. The state can just come in and take your kid based on a bitter ex-wife, a bitter bitch of a woman, for some bullshit. And they just do it. They just come in like dogs. We're just here to enforce, they said. We're just here to enforce. Not going to investigate. Not going to see if there's any actual evidence behind it. Just snatch the fucking child away. No. No. Not okay. CPS, not the parents for clarification. Duck fat. They would have sold the baby. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, why are people still... Hey, you know what? It is what it is. They're still using GoFundMe. It's what they know. So, and that's the big one that people know about. I mean, Gifts and Go's pretty big now too, though. But hey, if you're using GoFundMe, I guess in whatever way you can get it out there and get the support, I guess do so. We had a comment from Shma. Thanks for the interaction there, Shma. Appreciate you. All right, let me click on this one. That is not what I wanted to click on. Oh, no. Wrong one. There we go. Right one. Almost at 2,000 views on this one. We're at 1,750 something. 29 likes, not too bad. I don't know how the Rumble live counter says only 37 when I've had 1,700 and something people say hi to the stream. I don't know. I don't know how all this works. I am but a Luddite at times, just fumbling my way through the interwebs. Nonsense. Utter nonsense, guys. God dang. That was tough. That just... I hope to never be in a situation like that. I don't anticipate ever being in a situation like that because, I don't have that kind of drama in my life, but thank God he was able to keep his composure and do it the right way and not end up on the news in a very negative fashion. Just hope he's able to get it. Hope he's able to get it done. I'm actually going to check on these X links really quick and see where we're at with that because I know I shared his story. Excuse me. Good Lord, making all kinds of noises, aren't I? Let me see here. So that was April 4th. Help this man. All right, wait a second here. I might have an update here. It's saying thanks for sharing. No, not really an update. Just fighting it. He's too based. He's too based. He said, he's like, you nailed it. This is a demonic cabal of witches scheming in the dark shadows on how to nap vulnerable kids from poor families who cannot fight back. They miscalculated this time and they will pay a heavy price. I will bring her legal reckoning and reformation to CPS and recalibrate their mission to focus on strengthening, building, and keeping together American families as opposed to ripping them apart and trafficking their kids into foster abuses untold. Yep. Very hard to argue with that. God bless them. Hope they're able to get it. Bill's always bringing the heat. At times. goodness. I'm going to find a palate cleanser really quick. That's what I'm going to do. Before we get into the esoteric topic, we got a funny. We got a funny from an old lady. And we are going to get into the premium hour here in a little bit, here in a second. And I will make sure to raid somebody on Pilled. Who are we going to raid on Pilled? Guys, if you're watching on Pilled, X, YouTube, BitChute, wherever you may be watching, we are about to go to the Dozer Den premium hour here on Rumble. We're going to get that last 0.7 out of the way for the 5 hours that we are supposed to get for Rumble Premium, being in the Rumble Creator Program. So if you want to finish out the show, we're going to be watching at least the first half of the Skywatchers. They are the ones that actually, during their investigation, actually captured UFOs on their cameras. They detail multiple different types of UFOs, the jellyfish ones, the pill, like the little tic tac ones, the triangular ones, all different kinds. There's like different classes, I think, that they go through. So if that's up your alley and you want to watch something like that and you haven't clicked Get Premium yet, you can click Get Premium. It's $9.99 a month, or it's $99 for the year, but with promo code STUDIO, STUDIO, you can get $10 off your annual subscription to Premium. Support a free speech platform, guys, and get access to premium content from creators like myself and much larger creators like Timcast, Crowder. I don't think Jeremy from the Quartering does premium content right now, but I think Russell Brand does. So that is something that you can get. You will also remove the ads. That's pretty cool. And you get that green check mark. It's a nice check mark. So once you go premium, you are forced to end all other feeds. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, because it's premium only, and it'll disconnect on the other ones. We're gonna get the 5 hours out of the way, be done with it, and then probably won't do any more premium streams during the month. Yeah, probably not. I'm gonna do some fishing streams though. C-dubs, we're gonna do some fishing streams. It's gonna be a good time. But is it true that Russell Brand was arrested for? He was charged. I didn't hear that he was arrested. He was on earlier today, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think he was arrested. He was charged. And I guess maybe part of that process might have been an arrest. But no, he's been charged for some bullcrap that was alleged from like 20 years ago, Trish. I don't believe it for one damn minute, honestly. I don't. Because it didn't come out until he started getting political. And that's just mighty fucking convenient that when somebody gets political and goes against the establishment, that all of a sudden you got rape allegations showing up from 20 and 21 fucking years ago. I'm sorry, but no, fuck that shit. I fucking doubt it. And if they've got some evidence that he did rape these women or put his dick in the chick's mouth, then okay. Fucking rake him over the coals for it. Sounds like Russell Brand probably is just getting targeted for his political ideology. If they have anything on it, it's Britain, though, guys. It's the UK. Now, if there might be something, 20, 25 years ago, it's bullshit. I don't care. And honestly, you were mad because somebody you fucked, you didn't like the end result. Maybe he was a little bit mean to you or something like that, or you didn't like the way that he did it. Fuck off. It's been 25 years. You're coming out of the woodwork now? Fuck you. That's some bullshit. Speaking of bitter bitches. And they actually weren't even going to say anything about it. They were sought after, apparently, by the press in the UK. Like, they were inspired to to put forth charges or something like that. I covered this a while back. I think I might have done a standalone video. This might have been before I started streaming. There may very well be a Dozer Den standalone video about Russell Brand, because he was just getting big with Rumble, and this I think was before I started live streaming, and I'm fairly sure I covered this in depth. There was a bunch of shady shit with that one, so just look into it, and if there's evidence that he did, I mean, he needs to be held accountable, but like, really, it took you 20 years? It's kind of sus. That was a tangent. On to a happy palate cleanser. We got funnies. We got funnies. Before we get into the Skywatchers alien stuff, guys, we have a based woman talking about those the bimbos in space.
Of rich women who went into space. Wow, mark that under who gives a shit. These celebrities who are so disconnected from reality, I just find unbelievably annoying. And then I happened to see Katy Perry when she got off the spaceship thing, and she said,
married to Katy
I
Perry.
feel so connected to love. And I thought, did you sit down and think, what is the most insufferable thing I can say? You do realize that the vast majority of people just trying to get by. All right, you're floating around in space for 11 minutes. Almost everyone else is just trying to figure out how to pay bills. The group of rich women who went into...
Very, very good point. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's a funny. Here's another funny. We got to get some palate cleansers out of the way. After that dark story, we got to get some funnies. Freedom Tunes, Seamus, Potato Man, stole all their spoons.
Can you believe that Elon is a billionaire buying politicians? I know. Billionaires should not be running the country, man.
Billionaires. Speak for yourself.
The dividends just paid off.
Yeah.
We're going shopping.
Bernie.
It is the will of the people, and we will not allow a minority of anti-democracy extremists and billionaires to stop this law. Literally, would just do whatever you tell him. And then I let a mosquito with malaria fly around the room. Classic Bill. Well, that's just activism. People should use their influence for good. Please help us make more by becoming a member at Freedom.
Intellectual inconsistency at its best with left on that one. Just not your billionaires. Oh wait. We had our billionaires. You don't get billionaires. That's not okay. Yeah, the UK is... I've said it before, I'll say it again. The people of the UK should rise up against their authoritarian state and take care of it. Yep, you should absolutely do that. The UK is a fallen state. They don't have freedom of speech. They don't have a free native population. You are second-class citizens, literally second-class citizens to the poor migrants. No, the UK should absolutely, they should rise up and overthrow their government. It's not good. If, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to take any of that back. Nope. Sup, Cass? Good to see ya. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thanks for joining us. We are about to go into the premium portion of the show. Oh, dang it. That sucks, Cass. You just got here. What's up, Coffee Cream Mocha? Dang it. That sucks. I feel bad now. So we've had a show, guys. We're going to go ahead and do a recap, the Dozer Den recap of this episode of the Dozer Den. And we got a Cool Frog raid, just in time for me to go over to premium. Cool Frog, thank you so much for the raid, man. Much appreciated. If you guys have not followed Cool Frog yet, coolest frog on Rumble. Check him out. 2 O's, 2 G's. We are about to go to a Rumble premium segment. We're going to... Do I want to tease you at least, maybe? Maybe give it a little bit of a tease of the Skywatcher. I don't know how I feel about it. I was a little bit critical of the first Skywatcher episode. We're going to watch the second Skywalker episode, and I'm going to be adding my commentary, of course, because I'm not a fan of just playing the thing and not contributing. That's not making your own content. If that's how you want to do your thing, do your thing. But I'm going to provide commentary on it because that's actually me. This is... Okay, that's cute. The egg. They put googly eyes on the egg. I like it. All right, they've won me over to an extent. Look at those googly eyes. Look at them. It's great. What's up, Americans First? Appreciate the raid, Cool Frog. Guys, if you are new to the Dozer Den, first of all, welcome to the Dozer Den. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment in the comment section, repost here on Rumble if you can do that. Share this stream out with your loved ones, your friends, your families, your ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, these are some friends. I'm not judging. Just leave the animals and the children out of it. Keep it consensual and between adults, and you won't have a problem with me. Give Cool Frog a follow. Damn right. Damn right. Stereo Dozer is rough. What are we talking about? Stereo Dozer? Oh, no. But anyways, we covered some things tonight. We did. First of all, if you're new, follow the channel. Why not? Get me to 1,000. We're at 852 the last I checked. Slowly creeping up on that beautiful 1,000,000. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Central. If you do want to come back. Number 33, Americans First. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you. The weekday streams, more news focused, more news heavy. Saturday streams, we usually have one topic that we discuss. Usually, sometimes it's lighthearted, sometimes it's sciencey, sometimes it's a little bit deep, but important. And then the Dozer Den DJ Hour, where I take your music video requests. And we have ourselves a good time. We jam out with clams out, rock out with cocks out, whatever your genitalia may be. We have ourselves a good time on the Saturday Dozer Den DJ Hour. Hopefully, I earn your viewership. What's up, Brett Snom? Muff cabbage. What? All right, just a second here. We are going to go ahead and move our way on over to Rumble Premium, but I am going to set up a stream raid on Pilled. Who are we going to raid? We'll raid. Quite frankly, why not? I got banned from his Rumble because I guess I shared a link at some point. I don't know. But we're going to go Rumble Premium in just a moment here. Just a second. I'll be right back. Getting the thing up. Lady Dozer has come to bed. I didn't knock the fan over that time. There you go. All right. There we go. All right. So, guys, if you do, Rumble Premium could do $9.99 a month. Click that Get Premium right down there, and that does help me out. We are going to be watching Skywatchers, the second episode, in-depth analysis with Thomas Fessler's disclosure. Oh, wait a second. That better be the right thing. In-depth analysis. Shit. Did I pick the wrong one? Is this an in-depth analysis of the actual thing? Thomas, Mike disclosure, and the call-in panel discuss the UFO disclosure news. Shit, I got the wrong link. Damn it all to hell. That is not what I wanted. My bad, y'all. Googly eyes are pretty cool, though. Craig Allen OG, good to see you, man. Sam Duty, if you aren't able to, we'll see you later, man. Thank you. Let me find the right link, damn it. So amateur. But anyways, I will be back. For those of you unable to, go ahead and come over to the Rumble Premium portion. I will see you guys on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Central. I'm going to go ahead and click Get Premium in 5, 4, 3, 2, and update stream.